You know, you got to hand it to Carolina. They had a great season. All the way through, they did everything right. They checked all the boxes. Maybe they didn't get the superstar that they were maybe hoping to get at the beginning of the season. I know they got Ehlers, but, you know, they're still looking for that marquee player. But other than that, it's just about a perfect season for the Carolina Hurricanes, and they get rewarded with the absolutely awesome and completely underrated Ottawa Senators in the first round. That kind of sucks, but that's the way it goes.
So that's interesting. I think the Senators are rated.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
First, though,
I think it's the Hurricanes who are underrated.
This preview, by the way, is brought to you by Ontario Toyota dealers. Red Tag Days are happening now through the end of May. Go to visittoyota.ca, build out your Tacoma. It's the most powerful Tacoma ever. It's got the greatest sound system you've ever heard in your life. At least according to me. It's pretty great. And, visit toyota.ca. Check it out. Okay, Steve, if you think the Carolina Hurricanes are underrated, where do you start with their underration? Why are they underrated?
So, and by the way, it's not me saying, the Sens are overrated. It's, I don't know, guys. The whole hockey world's been talking about how good they are for like 2 months now, like at least. Carolina won their division in a walk, and we haven't talked about them at all. And I think there's a couple factors there. People talk about Eastern bias. They're in the Eastern Conference. I think it's small market bias.
Okay.
So we ignore them. But also the Carolina Hurricanes are in a really interesting position where they're always a regular season juggernaut. They always win the first round, usually or sometimes get through the second round, but they usually fizzle, and they fizzle for the same reasons every year, right? So I think people have ignored them because they haven't been interesting. And that I don't mean that in that they're boring necessarily, but like we've seen this movie play out before. Sens walk in, and they're this amazingly interesting team that's had ups, had downs, a lot more downs than ups for a while. And now they're heading into the playoffs in a heater. They have these big personalities. They play this brash style, and everyone's kind of enamored with them. And the Hurricanes are just old hat. They're just...
Well, it's because the Hurricanes are consistent, and that gets boring.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, consistent can be boring.
No, Steve's exactly on point. Like, you forget about the Carolina Hurricanes because their regular season doesn't matter because they've been so good. They just kind of cruise to a division title. Rod Brind'Amour's still there. They're playing the same kind of hockey. It's all very consistent, as you said, and that just leaves them out of sight, out of mind. So you get to these playoffs, and all of a sudden you got to pay attention to the Hurricanes, and you're like, okay, what are they going to do now that their games are actually worth mattering, and they actually were paying attention to them?
Well, one of the things I think that's very interesting in a feature of this series is both teams at different times this year have had incredible goaltending, and both teams at different times this year have had brutal goaltending. And Canes fans will tell you that. I'm curious about who you give the edge in net to, the team that's hot lately or the team that was hotter overall, which would be the Carolina Hurricanes.
You're putting your playoff life in Linus Ullmark's hands.
And you're putting your playoff life in Brandon Bussy's hands.
Yeah, well, Brandon Bussy, who, by the way, has a 31-6-2 record. His save percentage isn't as preposterous as it was at an .895, but, like, he lost 8 games all year, and a quarter of them, which is to
that
say
was his speed
2.
wobble, by the way.
We're in overtime. So, like, the advantage should go to the goalie who essentially has not lost.
But the other guy on the other end is a Vezina Trophy winner.
Vezina Trophy winner with the history of being very poor in the playoffs. If this is a good playoff for Linus Ullmark, it will be his first.
Jesse, do you agree with that take?
It'll be interesting to see what Brind'Amour goes with. Like, is he going to lean on Frederick Anderson?
No,
he's been awful
in the first game.
You can't put Freddie Anderson.
He's been
absolutely,
You don't think there's a
not.
vet wins the net kind of mentality with Rod Brind'Amour?
Bussy just signed that huge extension. There's no way.
I think you know what? You bring up something really important. Brind'Amour and the way he handles the net in this series, I think needs to be delicate, because I think you could justify keeping Bussy on a short leash, but like if you keep flip-flopping and going back and forth this series, before you know it, it's game 5, you're down like 3-1 potentially, and you're about to get completely embarrassed.
Yeah, I can see both goaltenders getting into the series.
For both teams.
Good luck.
Well, no, I'm a
less so
lot
for the
more
Sens.
confident with the Sens. I don't think Reimer's getting into the series unless there's like some sort of blowout. But I could see Ron Brind'Amour, if one of the goalies falters early, him going to the other guy. But obviously, if they're winning, like, you wouldn't change it. But if they lose, like, I could see both goalies.
It's interesting. But with Ullmark, here's all his playoffs: 860, 896, 886, 880. Dude.
Mm-hmm.
The sample size is not enormous. Like, 2 of those runs were 2 games.
Yeah, some of those need context.
2 of them were 6 games, and 1 of them was last year. If the Senators had better goaltending last year, like, that went 6 games, it very narrowly avoided a 7.
Yep, it did.
He let them down. He did.
I don't think they lost that series on goaltending.
No,
We
but
watched every second of that series. I don't
and
think that
it's
was
the
kind of a
National
loss.
Hockey League. It's the National Hockey League, and the margins are so slim.
Mm-hmm.
And he was not the better goalie by a wide margin, and it's a big reason why they lost.
On defense, we've got Sanderson, Zub, Shabbat, Spence, Gilbert, Montempalo, and on the other side in Carolina, Slavin, Chatfield, Keandre Miller, Sean Walker, Gostisbehere, and Nikishin. This is that Carolina defense, as great as Ottawa's is, and there's great puck movement back there. I'm not trying to take it away. To me, Jacob Slavin is still all-world shutdown defenseman. And you've got some good puck moving back there, too. To me, the edge has got to be Carolina. Do you guys disagree?
It's Carolina because of the injury question marks in Ottawa.
Okay.
Obviously, Sanderson sustaining an injury. Thomas Shabbat is back, but I have a lot of questions there. It would be a decently even match were it not for all the injuries. I'm not skipping ahead to the forwards, but I'm doing it to highlight a battle that is going to be very important in the first 2 games of this series. Ottawa's going to try to batter that D-core. And there were some players who really impressed me with the Senators last year. Shane Pinto, Dylan Cousins was a dog. Obviously, Brady Tkachuk. Those guys and like some of the annoying depth forwards Ottawa has, they are going to batter the Carolina D for the first couple games.
Jesse, your thoughts. Edge on defense. Who do you give it to?
I think I'm giving the edge on defense to the Ottawa Senators just because of the team defense that they're able to play. I think Travis Green is underrated in his talents and what he's been able to get out of the Senators this season. It's not just the defensemen playing really smart hockey. It's the entire forward group as well, limiting chances on the other end. They are an analytics darling, the Senators are, and they have been for quite a bit now. And I trust that their team defense will hold in the playoffs.
Okay, now at forward. And again, I think, Steve, I think your point about about these Carolina being underrated might be most highlighted when it comes to the forwards. Svechnikov, Aho, Jarvis, Hall, Stankov, and Blake, Ehlers, Stahl, Martinook, Carrier, Jankowski, Robinson. This is basically the same lineup that went to the playoffs last year without Ehlers.
Without Ehlers, who we have spent 0 minutes and 0 seconds talking about this year, except for his poor start. Ended the season second on the team in scoring, played a healthy 82 games, 26 goals, 71 points. That's a great season. Svechnikov had a slow start too. Ended up with 31 goals and 70 points. Jarvis missed time this year. Jackson Blake is coming into his own.
But one thing they don't have, and this is what's important, I think, in the playoffs, is they don't have size. And this is my concern with the Carolina Hurricanes. Because listen, we all know what they can do, but we all know what happened to them every time they faced a bigger team than them. They come out of their division, they come and they play an Atlantic team, and what happens? They get run over. And it happened against New York 2 years ago when New York went to the conference finals and Carolina didn't. 3 years ago, it was Carolina and Florida. They got run over, and they got run over again last year. The Senators are bigger, and they're meaner.
Well, we know the Tkachuks talk.
Oh, I think they're having a definite discussion about this one.
Here's an interesting factor that we haven't talked about. The Tkachuks, if I'm not mistaken, have never made the playoffs in the same year.
Oh, okay.
And it's usually been Brady following Matthew around in Calgary and in Florida.
What about last year?
Were they? Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm an idiot. Sorry, they were in the playoffs briefly, but they were in the playoffs at the same time last year. Will Matthew be going to Brady's games? Brady went to all of his. No, but it's a factor, though, because who's kicked Carolina's ass the last couple of years?
The Panthers?
It's been Matthew.
Yeah.
Matthew in particular. Matthew beat them nearly single-handed in 23 or 24, where he did that thing where he walked off the ice and got them all. Matthew's been waiting there. It is really unfortunate that Brady's older brother can be like, well, here's all my observations from last year and the years before.
Jesse, do you think that Carolina can stave off the physicality of the Sens? Because they're a tough team.
I'm giving the edge in the 4 group just from a skills standpoint to the Carolina Hurricanes. But I think from a physicality standpoint, I think, you do have tougher players there up and down the lineup in Ottawa. It's going to be a tight battle, I think, with who's going to outscore who. Like, I feel like the margins come down to defense and goaltending.
I do wonder about
offense are pretty close.
I wonder about a guy like Pinto, right? Like staple him to Svechnikov and Aho's line. You know, that he could be a real factor in this series, I think.
I guess it's a little difficult to figure out who to zero in on Carolina because they're so deep.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have any weak links. You just can't have any weak links. That center depth that Jason York talked about on our show a couple of years ago that was too young for them to have real success has grown. They've come into their own, and now they're formidable.
Jess?
I look at Svechnikov, Aho, and Jarvis, and Hall, and Stankoven, and Blake, and that's a really good top 6. And it's going to challenge any lineup that you want to put out there. Like, if they try and do the Pinto, Amadio, Cousins line to go at that top line, I think that's a losing battle.
You do, eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think just there's too much skill there with that Carolina group to go up against a third line there of Ottawa. But it'll be close. It'll be close.
Glad you mentioned Hall. Keep your head up. That guy's prone to blow-ups in this league. We've seen lots of it throughout his career. Keep your head up.
I will say this: if you are a betting person, take the over on shots in this series.
Yeah,
like this is going to be a wild series. The shot numbers are going to be in.
There's
the
only
70s.
one puck.
I know,
Who
but
wants it?
It's going to be crazy. So let's. I'll give you mine first, and then we'll go to you guys. So I'm going to tell you that I think Ottawa wins this series, and I think they do it in 7 games. And I know Carolina Hurricanes fans are already upset with me, so they're going to be real pissed. But I really believe in this Ottawa team. And here's the other thing: I believe in what they've shown us in the last month. Sometimes you can come into a season. You're supposed to be great, but for whatever reason, you're not. And I think about the 2012 Kings all the time. Rolled in the playoffs in 7th, won the cup. I don't think that's out of the realm for the Ottawa Senators here, but this is going to be a real tough series to get through. Let's go to Steve next.
In 7 games, it'll be the Hurricanes.
Okay. Jesse Blake.
The Senators have been on a miracle run for a little bit now. They were literally playing all of their AHL defensemen, and they're still winning games and finding a way to make the playoffs. I think there's a really good team in there, and it starts with Travis Green. And now it looks like for game 1, they'll have Sanderson, Shabbat, and Zub, and Spence, and all of the guys they need in that lineup, and they'll have them for this series. So I'm going to take the Senators in 7 against the Hurricanes.
I like that we all said 7.
Don't forget to fill out your Spark bracket, too, because there's big prizes on the line. Get those in because the playoffs start real soon. Hey, did you like the thing you just...
Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we in our game? It's not logical, but you contemplate, are we Some
the distinction, the pleasure of kicking off the Stanley Cup Playoffs and all of our coverage on SDPN. I am so blessed that I get to be first up with the playoff live streams. Yes, I am here to do Sens and Hurricanes. That is what we are here to watch. This is the best time of year in sports. The Raptors are getting completely blown out. The NBA playoffs kick off today. They had their play-in tournament, and now the actual games get started today. The Raptors are getting blown out. I could check the score right now. I don't have it up in front of me because they were down by 20. We just had the Masters. It's 95-76 at the end of the third quarter for the Raptors and the Cavaliers there. So that's a disaster. We just had the Masters. Rory McIlroy goes back-to-back. NFL draft is coming up. And then now we have the Stanley Cup playoffs, baby. Hold on. First button press of the day. Let's go. Oh, that feels so good. It feels so good to have the most important hockey on my television screen in front of me. For those of you that are new to the live stream, there's a score clock that's right there. That score clock is going to sync up with what is in front of my TV there, so you can sync up your visuals with my visuals. You can either pause this live stream so that it is in sync with your TV if I'm ahead of you, or slow down your TV if I'm behind it. So there you go. That's how you sync up. The clock will get going like this. When puck drop starts, I'll reset that to 20, and that is how we will do things. Robert Malloy is in the chat. Robert will be modding that chat all afternoon, so be kind to Robert. You must be nice to your mods. We also have, now that more of you have joined the stream, we also have a very important announcement for this stream and all of our streams for round one of the playoffs. We will have prizes. We will have prizes for every single stream in round number one. Today, we are giving away a Lululemon times Fanatics collab fanny pack. It is a Carolina Hurricanes fanny pack. Lululemon and Fanatics did a huge collaboration with NHL Team Gear, and one of the things that was in the drop was fanny packs, and the Carolina Hurricanes got their own branded fanny packs by Lululemon and Fanatics. So we are going to be giving one of you out there watching right now that fanny pack. It will be sent out to you after you win it, and you can hit the link in the description. You can fill out the entry form, and you can win the Lululemon Fanatics fanny pack. So that is important to note. If you, there's so many things I need to get out there. Next up, if you want to know the prizes that are upcoming and our streams that are upcoming, go to sdpn.ca/schedule. You'll see all of the upcoming live streams. Adam's going to be doing the Oilers streams. Steve's going to be doing the Habs streams. I'm going to be doing Hurricane Sens, as you already know because you are here. And I'm also going to be doing Blue Jays streams in between that. I've been doing that since the Blue Jays kicked off this season. So go to sdpn.ca/schedule, see the prize list, see our upcoming streams. Next thing on the list, bracket challenge. We have a bracket challenge. It does not close until Monday, I believe, after all of game one start. So everybody has to play a game one. That is when the bracket challenge will close. So you still have time to enter our bracket challenge. We have so many prizes for that one. The top 10 finishers in the bracket challenge will get prizes. We're giving away an OVO Oilers pullover that's worth like $400 retail. I think second place in the bracket challenge gets that one. We're giving away an Ovechkin Major DC collab hoodie that's limited edition, 1 of 100 ever made. That is the top prize of the bracket challenge. So hit that link, join Spark, play our bracket challenge. You have a chance to win some incredible prizes. We're giving away a bunch of Stadium Series Bruins gear. We're giving away a fleece Tampa Bay Lightning blanket. We're giving away a Lululemon pack where you get like a Habs backpack. I think it's a Habs backpack. Might be a Hurricanes backpack. I forget. You're getting a backpack there, and in it's going to be a bunch of like Vegas Golden Knights stuff and another jersey. We have so many prizes. So join our bracket challenge. The anthems are being sung in Carolina right now. Big news to start this game, pregame, is the starting net for Carolina. They have decided, and by they, I mean Rod Brindamore has decided to go with Frederik Andersen in net. Carolina Hurricanes fans in the chat, let me know how you are feeling about Freddie getting the nod over Brandon Bussey. And also in the chat, we have our first gifted memberships of the evening. Of course. It is Wes Richard giving out those 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Wes. Wes drops 10 for the chat. 10 of you lucky people out there are now SVP VIP members. If you received a gifted membership from Wes, thank Wes Richard in the chat. This confetti is for you, Wes. Thank Wes if you received one of those gifted memberships. An SDP VIP membership gets you an extra episode of the Steve Dangle podcast every single week. We are moments away from getting the puck dropped in Raleigh at the Lenovo Center. I saw the scenes from outside the arena in Raleigh today. Tailgating. Big thing down there. Not like up here where we do not have that tailgating culture. Great stuff to see. Linus Ullmark is in net for the Ottawa Senators. He'll be up against the aforementioned Frederik Andersen, who gets the start for the Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes, we know their history. Always in it and always the bridesmaid when it comes to the Eastern Conference. Making so many conference finals, so many deep runs over the last number of years, and they just can't seem to get through this side of the bracket. Could this be the year, or will we see the plucky Sens, the impossible run that the Sens are on, continue here? They are showing Brady Tkachuk, Sens captain, at the face-off dot, and we have a fight! Jordan Staal and Brady Tkachuk are fighting to start the game right off the opening draw. What? What? Do we have background info there? Brady and Staal decide to go at it. That's a good way to kick off the Stanley Cup playoffs. You can call it setting the tone, but that's going to set the tone for this entire playoffs. Brady Tkachuk wasting no time. Now, are we sure that was smart? Are we sure Brady Tkachuk taking himself out of the game here was a smart thing to do for the captain? Now we have a puck drop, and now we're underway, I should say, sorry. I guess he's just trying to get the squad motivated to start the game. Tkachuk, Cousins, and Grigg are the opening line for the Sens, but Tkachuk's not going to be out there for at least 5 minutes of gameplay as he's stuck in the box now. Is that a good idea? That's a shot on goal. Linus Ullmark makes a save. Did it hit off the side of the net, or is that our opening shot of the Stanley Cup playoffs? It hit off the side of the net. The shot counter is not giving anybody a shot there. Carolina flips the puck into the offensive zone, and everybody is going for a change there. Spence has the puck behind the net. Ottawa's trying to break out here. Can't make a clean breakout. There's Chatfield coming around the back with the puck, trying to clear it for Carolina. He passes to Aho. Aho now coming up through center ice. That's misplayed, but no icing there. Carolina got a piece of that, and Ottawa's coming back the other way. 80-year-old Jordan Stahl says Lizard Jesus in the chat. I am on Team Stripes. That is correct, Cody. I am rooting for the referees today. I hope every ref in this game, all of the linesmen have a great time. That is who I am rooting for in this series. I hope every linesman gets every offside call correct. I hope every referee makes every correct penalty call. I hope the icings are crisp. I hope the puck drops are foolish and they kick out everybody out of the face-off dots. Let's go, refs. I want you to win today. It's about you. It is the ref show. We are here to watch the referees ref the Stanley Cup playoffs today. No shots on goal so far, and there's a stoppage in play. 17:46, we got a puck that touches, I guess, in the bench, and we have a stoppage in play there. Oh, so the rocking back and forth is vertigo-inducing with the Stripes. That's a very funny comment, says Ryan. Yeah, I didn't realize, because I do a lot of rocking. I stand when I do my streams, as opposed to the other gentlemen on this network who like to sit and do their streams. I am up and I am bouncing. And I'm sorry. I'll try and do less bouncing, rocking back and forth, so that the Stripes don't confuse you there. Apologies. Ottawa has the puck behind their own net. They're going to not come out this puck. Carolina's going to come out with this puck. They send a shot on goal, as they always do. There's the first shot of the Stanley Cup playoffs. A easy pad save by Allmark there. He kicks it into the corner. Ottawa's now trying to get the puck out. Is Carolina going to maintain possession in the zone? They do not, as Ottawa sends this puck back down the other way. Frederik Andersen's going to come out to play that puck. And Carolina resets behind their own net as Keandre Miller breaks out now for the Hurricanes, who cannot complete a pass through the neutral zone. The puck goes down the other way. Aho gets squished along the boards, and Slavin sends a shot from the blue line. That goes wide. Ottawa is going to be able to clear to center ice as Carolina sends it back to them. Now Ottawa here with a chance to get possession going the other way and hopefully tilt the ice for them, as it has been a lot of Carolina so far, and we might get a little bit more Carolina. No, Aho loses it at the line, and Ottawa loses it at center ice there, but that's going to be offside, as Ehlers, I believe, goes in offside, as the Hurricanes tried to bounce back with that possession. All right, here we go. Super chat. Here we go. Super chat from St. Louis to the Max that says, not sure has this already been said, but the last time the Canes lost their opening playoff round was the 2000-2001 season. They lost to the Cup finalists of the New Jersey Devils. That is crazy. I did not know that. I did not know that they were so good in opening games. I think I might remember that stat from last season, now that I remember it, now that you said it. But yeah, if you're looking for a team to take care of business in game one, it's probably going to be the Carolina Hurricanes here, as we have another stoppage in play, and we'll get another face-off going here. Sorry, I'm just adjusting some of the volume in my headphones here as we get situated in game number one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's so good to be back doing hockey. Carolina sends this puck in deep from the red line. Carolina now working it in the zone, sending it up top. Gostisbehere fans on that shot. Carolina, it's been all Carolina so far in these first 5 minutes of action. There's a shot by Gostisbehere that's blocked. Great block there by Pinto. Great D. I've applauded Travis Green's system here for the Ottawa Senators as we try and figure out who's going to advance in the Stanley Cup playoffs. One thing that I think Ottawa has going for them is fantastic team defense. I think everybody, all four lines are committed to playing in the right way. You see it the way they're able to stifle Carolina here. Oh, and they've taken the shot off of the board for Carolina, so we still have 0 shots. That's going to be a penalty, right? Or icing? No, okay. I thought they were going to call that penalty on that little pick play that the Sens did to get that icing, but they're just going to call icing. My bad. I got a little excited there. So they've taken off the shot on goal here for the Hurricanes that I thought happened early where Ullmark made a pad save. It definitely hit his pad, but I guess they're ruling, I don't know, I guess there was a deflection or something, but they've taken away that shot on goal. So 0 shots on goal here for either team. 14:50. We have a stoppage for that icing, and we're going back the other way now. Face off in the offensive zone for the Senators. Let's see if they can mount something, because it's just been a lot of Carolina Hurricanes hockey where they're just sending the puck around. Here's a shot out in front that cannot find its way to Freddie. Gets lost in a couple feet, and the puck goes back out to the neutral zone, but Ottawa quickly with Giroux brings it back towards the net. Centering pass. Cannot complete it to Batherson. And they keep the puck in the zone. Here's Batherson. Drop pass. Shot. Blocked. Jalen Chatfield able to block that puck. Svechnikov here entering the zone. Clear path to the middle of the ice, but that shot gets blocked. Great defense by the Sens. Continues. Aho sends one on that can't get past the bodies in front. And we still remain with 6 minutes gone in this game. No shots on goal. No shots on goal. Is there confidence? I asked this off the top of the show. Here we go. There's the Sens getting the first shot. Dylan Cousins. Little spinny dipsy doodle in front of the net. Backhands that one at Freddie. Are they calling it a shot on goal or not? What is with the shot? They're not calling that one? Okay, there we go. Shot counter finally changes it. And we have a puck up in the glass at 13:27 left in the first period. We are finally getting the shot counter to tick up one. And they give the Senators a shot on goal for Dylan Cousins' little dipsy doodle out in front of the net where he goes and he spins and he throws a little backhander onto the net there. There we go. So early on, Kane's doing a lot of passing. Sens doing a lot of what they do best in making things difficult for their opponents and getting in the way of those shots. Carolina Hurricanes hockey is a lot of shots on goal. They don't have those shots on goal yet, so a lot of possession time for the Hurricanes, but the Senators got to be happy with those first 6 minutes where there's literally not a shot at Ullmark yet. So advantage Sens in the game so far in how it's looking, because they're just looking for one opportunity the other way to just break things open for them, and the Hurricanes got to find a way to fight through this tough Sens defense. So pretty even right now. Advantage on the possession for the Hurricanes. Advantage on the shots for the Sens. How are we feeling here on a Saturday afternoon, people? How are we feeling? I got to take a sip of my coffee. I like a afternoon stream because it allows me to chug coffee the whole time. When we get the nighttime streams, I can't really go hard with the black coffee because you got to go to sleep in a couple hours. What can I say? Thank you for being here. I haven't said this yet. Hit like on this video. Hit subscribe on the channel. There's a little button. Oh, is the button going to work? Hey, there's the button that says subscribe. Oh, hold on. Come back button. Come back. Come back. Come back. There we go. Hit subscribe on the channel. Hit like on this video. Appreciate it. You have an opportunity to win a Carolina Hurricanes fanny pack if you hit the link in the description right now, you can win that. Just fill out the form. Residents of Canada only, excluding Quebec, you can win that, and we will send it out to you. We will have prizes on every single stream in round number 1. Visit sdpn.ca/schedule to see our prize list and upcoming live streams when you can win some very fun prizes. Also, hit the link in the description to join our bracket challenge. You can enter that bracket challenge up until all game 1s have been played. Puck drops have taken place on game 1, so the bracket challenge you will have all weekend to fill it out, but get it done soon. We're back in action here in Raleigh at the Lenovo Center. The Senators dumping this puck in, going for a skate here along the boards. Carrier smashes Zetterlund into the boards there. There's Nikishin feeding it up the ice. Carrier sends it in deep for the Hurricanes, and they're not able to get possession off of that dump in. There's a nice hit there. Is that who laid that? That was Keandre Miller laying that big hit. Name tags says, proof Jesse doesn't have ADHD. He can't chug coffee during the night streams. Facts. Adam Wild drinks coffee all day long. Day, night, doesn't matter. He needs a coffee. I don't know how he drinks them so late during his live streams, and he's not up all night. I'd be up all night. I couldn't do it. But he's powered by coffee. I don't know. I don't think Steve drinks coffee during his late night live streams, like the 7 p.m. ones. I don't know, actually. Thank you for the super chat name tags. Appreciate you being here. Air horns and a little confetti for name tags there. Longtime supporter of SDPN. Puck's flipped back to center. Shabbat's going to field it. Shabbat's breaking out here. All by himself doing it. Sends flip it in. They are going to come away with this puck after a good little puck battle. 2 shots on goal for the Ottawa Senators. No shots on goal for the Carolina Hurricanes. They need to find a way to break through this terrific Team D of the Ottawa Senators. Here we go. Here's Jalen Chatfield flipping a puck into the corner. Jordan Stahl going for it. Stahl. Is that going to be a trip? Nope, that's not a trip. Thought a Sens player went down. That was a trip, but it's not. Jacob Slavin now wires a slap shot that goes over the glass. There it is. Jacob Slavin. Big slap bomb. Oh, here's D's Nuts 69 in the chat. Love me some D's Nuts chatting. That puck was off the top of the crossbar. That Jacob Slavin slap shot. D's Nuts 69 says, time for my annual donation. Love you, Jesse. I love you, D's Nuts. Canes in 5. Oh, my goodness. That's a bold prediction. Canes in 5. Puck is now dropped. And we're going back out to center ice as that puck leaves the zone. 2 shots on goal for the Senators. That shot by Jacob Slavin went off the crossbar, which is not a shot on goal. So still none for the Hurricanes as we reach the halfway mark of the first period. This first period's flying. Already halfway done. I don't know about you, but this feels electric. Listen to some of the crowd noise in Carolina. If you're just listening to me, I can pretend like I'm the crowd noise there in Carolina. Go, Canes, go! Go, Canes, go! There you go. There's a little crowd noise for those of you who don't have your televisions up loud. What are your... Yeah, I thought... So James Marshall says, was that not boarding? I thought there was a couple things that they could have called. Maybe I'm just seeing them because it's really fast. You know, hockey's always fast. Maybe I'm seeing them incorrectly, but there was a couple hard checks by both sides that I think they might have been able to call. There's a trip on a Sens player. I don't know if he went down on his own, how the referees saw it. But today we are rooting for the referees to make good calls. That is why. Yeah, there's the check by Martinook. But Martinook, who did he get? I don't know who he got in the back there. But the guy, he had the puck. So I guess it's not boarding. But he got him right in the numbers. I don't know. Martinook might have been able to get called there. We are rooting for the referees today to have a good game. I can't pick sides here in the Hurricanes-Sens battle, so I have to referee this thing between these two teams. I'm rooting for every linesman to fake drop those pucks efficiently. I'm rooting for every ref to make every correct call. That is what I want to happen today. But let me know where your rooting interests lie in the chat, because you are allowed to have your favorite team. If you did not know, Adam's going to be streaming the Oilers series coming up on Monday. Steve's going to be doing the Habs tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a lot of fun. Robert Malloy is in the chat right now, modding it. That's bad TV. Okay, so Delta Golavista says, Jesse hates the Sens that much. He'd rather cheer for game management. I picked the Sens in my bracket. I have been very complimentary of the Sens. I do not hate the Sens at all. Please do not peddle that narrative. I have nothing against the Sens. I don't buy into that Leafs Sens thing. Like, the Leafs and Sens went, what is it, 15 years in between playoff series? Like, the animosity, I think, that lies between them went away for a while, and then it came back with the Grigg slap shot, obviously, and then with the playoff series that they played last year. But for a long time there was such a stark contrast between where the franchises were going, from like the Sundin and the McGillney years, and like those Leafs when they were playing the Sens. It felt like every single year in the playoffs there was such a stark contrast in between that era and like last year and the year before, that like a lot of, I felt like the animosity that I would harbor towards Sens fans as when I was a child, that's all gone away. And like, I don't hate any fan base. My job is to cover the league. How can I don't have fandom like that hard anymore. 4-0 the shot counter. Carolina still without one on the board. And yes, I did pick the Sens in round one. On my Spark bracket, which you can hit in the description, I think I said 7 games. Ottawa takes down Carolina in 7 games. I think that's my prediction. So if I'm wrong, hold me to that forever. There you go. Here's a play out in front by the Senators, but they can't get it past the feet of the Hurricanes that are clogging up the net in front of Frederick Anderson. Nothing doing there for the Senators as the puck goes down the other way. That's Stützle over to Shabbat for the breakout. And they can't get it through the neutral zone there. It's going to be sent down deep by the Hurricanes. They dump it. Lot of shot opportunities. Nothing hitting the net for the Hurricanes. When do we start looking at the clock and the no shots on goal for the Hurricanes, and we start talking about, could they go a period here without getting anything towards Ullmark? We're getting iffy here with 7:25 left in this period. What exceptional play by the Senators, even though they have not maintained possession. There it is. Taylor Hall, shot on goal. As soon as I started talking about it, they did it. It's like calling a no-hitter in baseball. As soon as you start talking about it, the pitcher allows a hit. Taylor Hall sends a floater at Allmark just to break that nothing donut burger that is on the screen. And at 7:13 remaining in the first, the Hurricanes have a shot on goal. There it is. That is a Jesse Jinx. I saw that in the chat that says, what if? That counts. Puck is dropped. Slavin throws one into the corner. All right, now that that's out of the way for the Hurricanes, maybe there'll be some more pressure here by them. And there is as a shot set out in front. Allmark's able to save that one. Okay, now the pressure is mounting. But the Sens are able to clear the puck and go back down the other way. Tkachuk here working the puck in the corner. If you missed the top of the broadcast, Tkachuk and Stahl fought off of the opening draw, just like in Four Nations where we had all those fights off the top of the opening faceoff. Tkachuk decides to kick off the Stanley Cup playoffs with a fight. Did Slavin hit the glass? Uh-oh. Penalty? Delay a game penalty on the Hurricanes. Slavin, I believe, is the one who flips this puck directly over the glass into the crowd, and that is a delay of game penalty. Oh, no, it was Jackson Blake. Sorry, they showed Slavin as it was being called. It's Jackson Blake now that they're showing him in the box. Jackson Blake in the box. First huge opportunity of the game here. Let's see if I can do this. I want to see if I can do this. So, Hurricanes, penalty. I'm just going to call delay a game, apply penalty. Did it work on the scoreboard? Oh, no, it doesn't really work. You can't really see the time there. Ooh, let me see if I can fix it. As the Sens here, minute 30 left. Let me see if I can fix this. Let me see. I've never done the penalty on the score. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, so how do I do the clock on that? Ooh. No, the time's not going down. It's just going to say delay. 2 minutes. There you go. It worked. Robert says it worked a little. Robert, I appreciate your support and your love in the chat. It did work a little. That is positivity. That is what we are getting right now. It says Ottawa power play 2 minutes, delay 2 minutes flashing, and there's a stoppage in play. At 5:20. Now that we have a stop there at the line, 56 seconds left. Let me see if we can do this. Okay, so we fixed the view there. I don't know how to make the clock go down. Okay, plus? No. Okay, serving one. Apply manual. What if I did a manual mode? No, it's not going to work. There we go. Okay, I got rid of it. 50 seconds left to go in the power play here. Sens can't maintain the zone. It's been not a great power play so far. 35 seconds here. It looks like Jackson Blake is going to escape this thing with no harm done to his team. Oh, hold on. Let's get this clock fixed. There we go. Okay. So we'll reset that clock to once it comes up. 20 seconds left there. 4:40 on my screen. Ottawa now trying to get something going. That's Giroux down by the faceoff dot. Tries to center, and he cannot get anybody as the Hurricanes steal that puck, and they ice it down, and that will be the end of the power play for the Ottawa Senators, and they end this thing with 0 shots on goal on this power play. 4:10 remaining in the first period. Shots are now in favor of the Hurricanes, 5-4. Tables have turned. Oh, how the turntables. Here's a chance. Stankoven can't forehand to backhand and get anything on that to beat Allmark. That's an easy save, and Ottawa's coming back the other way. That's Drake Batherson. There's a chance in front. Nothing doing. Amadio just hanging out in front of the net. Didn't do anything except weakly throw it at Frederik Andersen. What the hell was that? Amadio's got to do more with that puck. He had all day in front of the net. Amadio wasted opportunity there. Didn't have much to look at, but I just would have liked to see some creativity there. Oh, nice little spin by Stützle. Stützle magic making its way to the playoffs. Didn't find anybody with his spinorama pass, however. Here's a good tip out in front. Giroux almost tips one past Andersen, but that puck goes wide. Svechnikov here coming back the other way. Svechnikov rebound! Just goes wide. My goodness, great opportunity by Svechnikov there. Now a shot again goes wide. Slapper by Gostisbehere. He's asking for the puck back. They can't get it to him as puck is down low behind the Sens net. Jarvis trying to dig it out. Sens eventually flip it to center ice. Gostisbehere goes back to field it, and everybody regroups as we have a couple line changes. Intense action back and forth here to end this first period. Jordan Staal tries to center. Sens able to clear. User GH4ZG says on the super chat, love the early starts as a European. I love the early starts as a Canadian. This is my ideal time to get things done. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, beautiful. Beautiful. You got time to do things before, you got time to do things after. If we're ranking puck drop times, 3 o'clock. Mwah. Chef kiss. 3 o'clock on a weekend. Love it. On a weekday, can't really do that. You got work to do. Most people got work during the day. My work would be to watch hockey. But chef's kiss on a Saturday 3 o'clock start. We have a little commotion here in front of the bench. They're going to stop and go to a commercial break. We have 1:29 here left on the television screen. The clock ran a little past that. Fun start, people. How you feeling about this so far, Sens fans, Canes fans? I'm a referee fan. I want the referees to have a good game. We have not had an appearance yet from the Dancing Animal Squad. If you're not familiar with the Dancing Animal Squad, they join us on all of my live streams. Oh, Panda's behind the scoreboard. Let's fix that for Panda. We're going to scroll this down. We're going to get Panda on the score bug. So Panda, one of the members of the Dancing Animal Squad, couldn't make an appearance. There Panda is. Panda does not have a name, but Panda likes to do a little jig there. Giraffe as well joins us on our live streams. When we have goals, when we have events, when we have good things happening on our streams, the Giraffe comes out and whips and nays. For those youngins out there, you may not remember the whip and nay, but the whip and nay is a big dance with us old folks. Did the guy who sang whip and nay not go to jail for murder though? Salento, I think it is. Somebody check that for me. Maybe I'm making that up. But I'm pretty sure the whip and nay guy is in jail forever. That's a thing. Anyways, Giraffe still likes that dance. What can you do about it? Here we go. The Snail, last member of the DOS that's going to come out for this commercial break. We will get more. We will get more members of the DOS once we get more action here in this game. Oh, so I didn't make that up. Salento is in prison now, says name tags. Murdered his cousin. He did. MT says, yeah, Salento's doing a bid, LMAO. No, it's not funny at all. RIP to Salento's cousin. It's not funny. It's just, it's kind of, it's crazy. It's crazy is what happened. His cousin, wow. All right, puck drop here. 90 seconds left in the third period as we had a mini break to talk about Salento's lifetime in jail, where Salento needs to be. All right, puck here. in the Senators zone. We are going the other way, back in the neutral zone here. Canes dump it in deep. Shots are 8-5 in favor of the Hurricanes. This game started off with the Hurricanes not getting a shot on goal until 7 minutes left in the period. And since then, they've played Carolina Hurricanes hockey, where they're peppering shots on goal, and they've taken that lead after being down 4-0 on the shot counter. They're now up 8-5. It's felt that way since that moment. You know, Sens really played great defense to start this first period. I thought they did a fantastic job stifling the front of the net and not allowing anything to get through for the Hurricanes. We're just having a little back and forth here. Nothing really happening in the action here on the ice. A little bit of slow hockey both teams are playing here to end the last 30 seconds of this period. But since that moment where the Senators were playing great defense, they have been behind the 8 ball here a little, just like this play with 15 seconds left where Ehlers gets a good shot, but it does go wide. Now 10 seconds. The Sens are going to kill this. It does not clear. They're not going to clear it. Jalen Chatfield tries a shot on goal. It goes wide, and we're going to get one last shot by Aho, and he does not make good contact there. It is the end of the first period. Carolina looking real good in that later portion of that first period. We are done with 20 minutes in this here hockey program. We are going to intermission. The Senators had a real good opportunity on the power play as Jackson Blake delayed a game by sending the puck over the ice, over the glass, and they were not able to do anything with that power play. I didn't like that from the Senators. You got to be able to generate a little bit more offense here. That would be my complaint from them. Team defense looks good. It's just, where are you taking advantage of, hey, if we can get some transition offense going, I'd like to see that, because setting up in the zone has not been good for them. They haven't been able to maintain zone possession. So if they can get things done off the rush, that's going to be the key here, I think, for the Senators going into the second and the third periods. We just need to play real good transition hockey. Once the Carolina Hurricanes, if they do send one of these shots that they're always peppering at Linus Ullmark, wide of the net, if it can rip around the boards, if our defensemen can get it up to the forwards in the neutral zone very quickly, maybe that's our opportunity to get some offense going here for the Senators. Play it off the rush, because setting up Carolina, fantastic defense in the defensive side of the ice for them, where they're not allowing Ottawa to do anything there. Carolina, I think if they just keep up what they're doing, they're eventually going to score here. Unless Ullmark has an outstanding game, I think Carolina is doing enough offensively to get a goal on the board here. I wouldn't change much if I was Rod Brindamore right now at that first intermission talking to my team. I wouldn't tell the Hurricanes to change up much of the style of hockey. They're playing well since that halfway point of the first period, and I think they got enough going here to generate something that'll end up in the back of the net for them. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts as that first period ended. Jonah says, taking the under on goals every game for the series. Yeah, probably. I think that is the right thing to do. Oh, hold on. Let me reset this clock there for you. All right, we do have intermission content for you. We are going to do, I believe it's the preview of the Edmonton Oilers and Anaheim Ducks series. I'm going to play that for you. And before I do that, a couple pieces of business that I've already said. If you've been here the whole time, you've probably heard me say this enough, and you're probably sick of it. But we are giving away a prize. It's pretty cool. Little air horns for prize. Air horns for prize. We are giving away a Lululemon Fanatics fanny pack, Carolina Hurricanes edition. If you hit the link in the description, you can get that. You click it, you fill out the form, you can win. Contest closes at the end of the second period. So you only have one more period to enter that contest to win the Lululemon Fanatics fanny pack, Carolina Hurricanes edition. So hit that link, enter. Second thing, enter our Spark bracket. Hit the link to join our bracket challenge. We have prizes for the top 10 finishers in the bracket challenge. So enter that. Get your bracket done before the end of the weekend. And I think that's it before we go to intermission content. All right. We have our preview here of the Edmonton Oilers Anaheim Ducks series. Watch it. I'll be back for the second period.
This is Buff and this is Boss. It's going to be a crazy series. I can't even remember the last two. This is another incredible first-round matchup. And what I love about the Edmonton-Anaheim series, most of all, is that it's the team that used to be Anaheim versus the team that is Anaheim. The run-and-gun Oilers from like 5 to 6 years ago, right? That's kind of, where, I don't know if we can hold the lead. That's what the Ducks are right now. The Oilers are now the grizzled playoff vets. Going, you youngins.
Who still don't really know how to hold a lead, but
that's what I'm saying. Is
but
Anaheim ever going to do them? I don't know.
Yeah.
First off, I just want to say this is brought to you by Ontario Toyota dealers. Red Tag Days is on right now. You should go to visittoyota.ca. Build your Tacoma, your 6,400-pound towing Tacoma, the most powerful ever. And Steve, Jesse, you guys like a good sound system.
Sure do.
How about 11-speaker JBL?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. You could listen to yourself all around your head.
Stands for jolly but loud.
Visit toyota.ca. Red Tag Days on now through May. So let's talk about everything to do with this series. And I guess goaltending's another one where we go, we'll see. Lucas Dostal has been one of the bright lights for the Ducks of the last 3 years in terms of their emergence. Mm-hmm. It's pretty wild in front of him. The Oilers made a couple of goaltending moves this year. So no Cal Pickard, no Stuart Skinner. We got Connor Ingram. We got Tristan Jarry. Ingram's done well. Jarry's not so much.
I don't know if it's possible for Pickard to get into the series because of the new rules.
I'm not sure. Well, yeah, he can get in. It's just sometimes actually it's better for a guy like him to get in because he makes less money. So you can dress more money. It's cap compliant during the actual game. That's what you have to do. So I want to start there. Jesse, I'm going to start with you. Who do you give the edge to in goaltending in an Edmonton-Anaheim series?
Definitely Dostal you'll give the edge to, just because of the, I don't know what you call it, but the chaoticness of the Edmonton Oilers goaltending situation as it's been over the last 3 seasons, when you had Stuart Skinner getting pulled in the middle of the playoffs and then running to the Stanley Cup final, and then they trade him and they bring in Jarry, and now Ingram has steadied the net as of late. He's been decent, and who your number one goaltender is going into the series, which is great for Edmonton. But just over the course of the season, I don't know how you look at Dostal and not give him the edge there.
You could have saved time by being like, the Ducks have the advantage in net.
Yeah.
How do the Oilers overcome that?
Dostal has an .888 save percentage in 56 games. Ingram, .899 in 32.
Yeah. One of them was playing behind the Ducks, and the other was playing behind the Oilers.
What about Tristan Jarry? He had a .909 save percentage with the Penguins this year, and then played 19 games with the Oilers and has an .858.
That's the craziest pump and dump in NHL history.
Unbelievable work. Unbelievable
Completely
work.
Insane. I trust Dostal more. I know his numbers aren't that strong, but you got to remember, Connor Ingram's introduction to this show was me arguing on his behalf in a series that was basically unwinnable. I think it was
Nashville,
Avalanche versus the Preds. Yeah. So I'm very interested to see him in the playoffs. If he's dialed, if Edmonton has the better goalie, everything else, no offense to the Ducks, who are going to be a very good team, is not worth talking about.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe I'm a little too willing to give Dostal the edge there, because you look at the last end of the season there with Ingram and how well he's been playing. In the last 8 games of the season, he has a .924 save percentage.
And the Ducks haven't been very good.
Right.
No.
Yeah, they've struggled.
So I think Steve's right in that if Ingram has the edge here, it's not going to be close.
No.
Okay, defensive pairings. Ekholm Bouchard, Nurse Murphy, Wallman Emberson. That Oilers defense doesn't look so bad. It's going up against some good young talent. It's a good veteran talent, but does it round out the same? Jackson Lacombe, Jake Trouba, Minchikov, Carlson, Radko Gudas is probably going to play. I know he's been struggling with some injuries and that sort of thing. Tyson Hines is also available. You could have, you could have other options, but basically that's going to be what it is. You got a lot of playoff experience on the Ducks, a lot more than people expect. Gudas obviously went all the way to the finals. Trouba got to the conference finals a couple years ago, but this Oilers team, basically all of them have done it.
If you're on the Oilers, keep your head up. It's going to be fast. It's going to be fast. Like this is the tricky thing about having a guy like Jacob Trouba and a guy like Radko Gudas on a team like the Ducks. I think it's going to be very fast hockey. And if you lose sight of what's going on for a split second, like Trouba, like we've all seen him try to light guys up. Like he put Matthews out of commission a few years ago. Ducks defensemen have taken turns doing that apparently, but like he just hit him. It was a perfectly clean shoulder to shoulder, and he popped out his shoulder. Right? If you don't mind your P's and Q's, you're gonna get lit up by this D.
Jesse, what's a guy like John Carlson bring in terms of not just skill but experience to these Ducks team?
Yeah, what a get by them. You know, you forget like that they get him and he's such a steady force for so long for the Capitals, and he brings that to the Ducks, and it's exactly what they need. You know, when you have young kids like Jackson Lacombe in there, you want some force like John Carlson to pair up with Jacob Trouba as two of your 6 defensemen. And the Ducks have a lot more experience than people give them credit for because they haven't been in this position in so long. We think it's just all of the young kids, but no, they have vets who know about this thing.
They do
play hockey.
They do,
good.
And they've got a Stanley Cup winning coach a few times over as well. We can get to that in a second, though. On the Oilers side, though, like I said, guys, these guys have done it. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Murphy. Well, Murphy maybe not as much, but Wallman was there last year. Emerson was there last year. That's a very good group. And here's the thing. The Eastern media and our Eastern bias, we do give Evan Bouchard a hard time sometimes and have over the last few years in the regular season. One thing that we have always said, though, is when it comes to the playoffs, the guy's dialed, not just on the offensive side, but the defensive side. He is going to get Norris votes. He might even win the Norris Trophy this year. This is a big playoff for him.
He locks in a lot more, and he's already top 25 all time in playoff scoring by defenseman, and I think he's only, 26? It's preposterous.
It's a crazy number. Crazy number.
He's absolutely insane, and a big part of that comeback last year against the Kings.
Moving to the forwards, Leon Draisaitl apparently is going to be back. We keep hearing that the injury was only going to hold him out till then, but we don't know. Let's assume that he is, though, because he's Leon Draisaitl, and he's done this before.
In terms of who has the advantage, my answer is, with inflection and all, Oilers?
Really? Up front? Really?
Well, I mean, if they're hurt, right? I know we've seen Draisaitl score like 4 points a game in the playoffs with 1 foot.
Yes.
There is a shelf life on that. He's made of flesh and bone like the rest of us. It's extraordinarily impressive what he's done. But,
or he could just be Patrice Bergeron and just keep coming back.
Or he could just be that. Right, but we've seen guys have really mediocre playoffs. We're like, what the hell was that? And then you find out they've been hurt the whole time.
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. There is a shelf life on that, and I just don't know enough about the injury because welcome to the club of my star player has gone to Germany mid-season.
Yeah, Jesse, you said earlier in one of our other previews that defense is a team game. Mm-hmm. And as much as I love the look of Kreider, Carlson, Troy Terry, Killorn, Granlund, Seneca, Mason McTavish, Paling, Cutter Gauthier, like you've got a 30-plus goal scorer on your third-line right wing. The team defense for this Anaheim Ducks team, when we talk about the forward group, is not great yet. The system's not fully implemented. I think Joel Quenneville would say that. Up front, Steve goes, I think it's going to be Edmonton that's got the edge. Do you agree with him, or do you think it's Edmonton with the definite edge and Anaheim has a lot to learn?
Team defense is a very important thing to bring up.
Yeah.
4th most goals allowed in the National Hockey League this season, Anaheim Ducks. 3.5 goals against per game. The only teams below them, the Canucks, the Leafs, the Sharks.
Oh, I definitely thought you were going to say the Oilers.
No. So
where do the Oilers rank in goals for?
Goals for?
Yeah, just give me that stat.
They are 6th overall.
Oh, is that good?
3.44. Yeah, the Oilers do struggle with goals against as well. I think they're bottom 8 there, so it's not too far. This is going to be a lot of run and gun, but to me, the Oilers are going to be able to clamp things down. here in the playoffs. And I think over the course of the season, who the Oilers were from, I don't know, October through March isn't who they were in April through now the playoffs. It's a different team, and I'm going to trust that the Oilers forward group can get this done a little better than the Ducks.
The discussion is team resume versus individual resume, right? Like the Ducks have guys with individual resumes where you're like, yeah, they're really good in the playoffs, but the Oilers have a team resume and everything,
and a couple of young guys stepping up too. Savoy's had a good end of the season, and
absolutely. But everything with the Ducks is there's just a little bit more of a guess because they haven't been there in a while, and it wasn't with this group.
So let's go to our predictions. I'm going to save mine for last. By the way, I'm streaming this series, just a shameless plug. So Jesse, let's start with you. You're filling out your Spark bracket right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you taking, and how many games?
I'm going to take the Oilers. The games thing, it got me, but I'm going to do 6. I'm a little unsure on the games. I'm going to do Oilers in 6.
Jess or Steven?
Ducks fans, we've had a tumultuous time over the last couple months, and I want you to know I love you, and I say this with love. Oilers in 5.
I have real concerns because you guys know my heart is with the Ducks. I've been calling this a good team since
you
the
want them
beginning
to
of the
win
year.
bad, eh?
I want them to win.
You didn't say they would go far. You just said they would make it.
And I think Leo
You can abandon them now.
Listen, Celebrini is going to be the next all-world superstar in this league. I think Leo Carlsson will be the second to him. Mm-hmm. I think Leo Carlsson's that good, like potentially better than Bedard. I know Chicago fans won't like that.
Wow.
What I want to say here is that I wonder if this is their Montreal-Washington series from last year, where Montreal came in, it was fun, it's house money, and Washington showed them what a playoff team is.
Dude,
and I think Montreal this year is poised to go much further.
Even the Crosby Penguins, the first time they got into the playoffs, they got killed.
And that's why I'm going to say Oilers in 5 games.
Yeah.
It hurts me to say it, but I think that's what's going to happen.
How dare you?
Hey, did you like the thing you just watched?
Was it hilarious?
Was it informative?
Was it me losing my mind?
Possibly. Potentially. Most of the time.
Steven, you gotta stop yelling. There was a little too much yelling there. We are back for the second period. Puck drop coming up in, I think there's 2 minutes left in the intermission there. Yeah, about 2 minutes left till we drop the puck in the second period here. 0-0 is the score between the Canes and the Canes and the Hurricanes. The Canes and the Sens. Close game so far. Brady Tkachuk fought off of the top of the game with Jordan Staal. Fun fact about Jordan Staal, he's the only member of the current Hurricanes to ever play the Ottawa Senators in the playoffs. That's a stat I saw earlier. Nobody on the team has ever played the Sens in any capacity in the playoffs, regardless of like what team they played for, which is kind of random. So Jordan Staal with the most experience against a playoff Sens team in franchise history, in the current Carolina Hurricanes. Okay. Chat, how are we feeling about this? That is so specific. It is. This is from James that says, I read this one quickly by Viper that says, that's a baseball stat, feels like. Yeah, no, a lot of baseball content going on in this room. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I do a lot of Jays stuff over there. So a lot of baseball stats spewed off in this room. This one's from James that says, as a fellow Rangers fan, are you encouraged with how they played at the end of the year? Short answer, no. Long answer, there's always teams that go on runs when nothing matters. I don't think the Rangers are the Calgary Flames or the Vancouver Canucks or the Sharks of years past where it's like they're in the bottom of a rebuild, things are disgusting, and they're going to be bad for a while. The Rangers have good players, and they have pieces that they can retool with a smart upper management and get this thing back on track with that, what they tried to do last year. Like, they have a really great goaltender, and that's where you got to start from. They got good pieces on D. They have Adam Fox. When JT Miller cares about playing hockey, he's good. There's good players there. So when the season is that bad, I don't expect them to lose every game when the season's running out and the season's ending. They're going to win games. So it doesn't really change my opinion on the Rangers at all. The opinion that I had for them when they were missing the playoffs and not playing well is the same one I have when they are playing a little better here and are still missing the playoffs. They need a retool for next season. So, no, I wouldn't say their retool changed my opinion at all. What was really encouraged, though, specifically one performance was, and that was Alexis Lafreniere. I thought his performance was really good. Individually, that was encouraging. As a team, I feel how I feel about them. Here's a play on to Allmark. Oh, he's going to keep this thing alive and throw this puck over to his defenseman and keep this thing going. Not stop the clock there. Alexis Lafreniere's play from January onwards, very encouraging to see because we finally see him showing some of the potential that he should have shown a lot earlier in his career as a number 1 overall pick. So that was very encouraging. We're back here in the second period. Canes, Sens, Game 1, Stanley Cup Playoffs, Game 1. I get to kick it off for SDPN with all of our watch-alongs for the next 2.5 months, running till June when we get the Stanley Cup awarded. Game number 1 is underway. Minute into the second. Sens are going to clear this puck out of their zone and send it down the other side where Frederick Anderson plays this puck behind his own net over to Jalen Chatfield, who's going to send it over to, that's Jacob Slavin there. And Slavin, long pass that's going to bounce off the end boards. Allmark is going to cover it and then play it and keep it going. Daring play there by Allmark. I don't know if I would have accepted that, but I don't know if I would have done that personally, but it's better than the defensive zone face-off would have been for Ottawa. So I guess you take that risk and you don't have that face-off and you keep things going, and things have worked out here for the Sens as the play is back at the other end, and the Hurricanes now look to break out here with Chatfield once again. King says, felt like the first really dictated what the tone of the whole series will be. It will be a very tight, low-scoring series. I don't think there's any doubt to that. And as I talk about low scoring, Logan Stankoven is able to run one along the ice. Allmark a little bit out of position there. Looks like it caught him off guard. That is going to be goal number 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs and goal number 1 for the Carolina Hurricanes. It is 1-0. Logan Stankoven beats a very awkwardly stanced Allmark, who did not anticipate that beautiful little drop back pass. I believe that's Jackson Blake with that one. And Stankoven runs it along the end of the ice. That is a goal for the Hurricanes. Put that on the board right there. 1-0. 17:49 remaining in the first period. We have our first goal of the playoffs. Logan Stankoven, after a beautiful play by Jackson Blake. Little drop back pass that catches everybody off guard. And that's how we open the scoring here. Allmark, you gotta be better than that if you want your team to win. You can't let Jackson Blake fool you like that. You can't let Logan Stankoven have a curling shot that just goes right along the ice. And I mean curling, the sport, and not the action. Here's Ehlers. Oh, my goodness. Ehlers tries to do the lacrosse goal behind the net. He can't lift it off of his stick. Almost an all-time goal there by Ehlers if he was able to do the lacrosse goal. The Michigan, as the kids like to call it. Things are turning up all Hurricanes right now. Name tag says, Dallas Stars great Logan Stankoven. Thank you for the super chat there, name tags. Oh, no. There's the button. Stoppage and play there. Thank you to Sedin Magic that says, That's brutal for Allmark to allow. They're showing the Ehlers, Michigan here. Oh, so much confidence. Giant cojones by Ehlers there to go for the Michigan at this point. Here's a huge hit by Artem Zub. Oh, my goodness. Chris Pronger-esque. Artem Zub right into the chest of the Hurricanes player. I don't know who he got there. There's a shot there from distance by Batherson. 16-60. We got a little fisticuffs in front of the net. Kachuk getting into stuff. I want to see another replay of that Allmark goal and how it unfolded. It is smelly in here because of the stank goal. Oh, that's Seth Jarvis who got the other end of that Artem Zub. Solid hit. Was that Sanderson who threw that puck on net? I think I said Batherson. Yeah, it was Jake Sanderson who threw that long shot on net. That Frederick Anderson does save there. Something Linus Allmark did not do at the other end on that stanky, smelly goal by Mr. Logan. Ooh, here's a little... All of the Hurricanes right now thinking this is an all-star game. That is a beautiful little play by Svechnikov. Going behind his back, little dangle. He's not able to make anything of it. But the Hurricanes here playing with their food. Making everything look easy. Here is a super chat from Alex that says, just checked out the site. And wow, you guys did so well. It's all fancy to say and easy to navigate. Thank you, Alex. I did a lot of work on that site. I really appreciate you checking it out. Go to sdpn.ca/schedule. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for checking out the site. Here's a shot here by Cousins that gets deflected and goes wide. Go to sdpn.ca/schedule. Check out all of our live streams. Action has picked up here in this second period. It's been an eventful one so far as we are nearing the 5-minute point. 12 shots on goal in this game for the Hurricanes. 7 shots on goal for the Ottawa Senators. And we have 1 goal on the board for the Hurricanes. Things have definitely tilted towards Carolina's way for this thing so far. Blake and Dennis Gilbert are having a little scrum behind the net right now. It seems like both of them are going to go their separate ways and go to the bench there. Nothing's going to come of it, but they get tangled there. I always have the urge to call Dennis Gilbert Denny Gilbert. Because Dennis Gilbert sounds like the most French name of all time. Does it not sound like it should be Denny Gilbert? But he's from Buffalo. Like there's no Quebecois in this gentleman's body. But does Denny Gilbert not sound correct? Is that not? That's how it should be, right? Here's a shot from distance by Martinook onto Allmark. And Allmark's going to catch this one. And I think we're going to go to a commercial break there. I am big fan of the referees today. We are rooting for the refs to have a good time out there. We are rooting for the linesmen to drop the puck efficiently. Ice Knight says, that's not how you say Gilbert in French. I can't speak French. My French is terrible. Like, it's so bad. I'm a bad Canadian with how bad I am at speaking French. Is it Gilbert? Is that how I'm supposed to say it? Gilbert? That's what letter of Verax says, Gilbert. Denny Gilbert is what Dennis Gilbert looks like it should, how it should be pronounced. I am so right on that. I will not argue with the other side. He has a Quebecois name, but he's from Buffalo, and he's always going to be in my mind before I actually speak it. I'm always going to say Denny Gilbert in my mind. So there we go. That's what's going on up here. That's the awesome information that's going on up here and out of this mouth and into this mic. Tim with a good analysis of the game so far. Love this heavily contested neutral zone action. That is what is happening right now. A lot of neutral zone stuff. It's going back and forth a lot of up and down hockey. Not a lot of zone time for each team to set up. But the Hurricanes look better at playing this game. Like, I think that's how it's fared so far. While you are here, while we are in a commercial break, hit like on this stream. Every like really supports the video and its reach and the channel's reach. And it's just a little thing you can do that's free. That's just like, hey, there's a little thumbs up. Just click it. And it really helps. They're showing a graphic right now. And all of the teams with consecutive postseason streaks as long as 7 have cups to show for it. And the Carolina Hurricanes don't. And that, if that isn't the story of the Hurricanes as a whole, always in it, but can't ever cross that finish line with getting a Stanley Cup. Artem Zub is gone to the dressing room. If we have an update, you can let me know in the chat if you see it on like Twitter or something, or if you catch it on the broadcast and I don't. Maybe you're watching the ESPN feed and they have it. But let me know if there's an update on why Artem Zub is in the dressing room. I just saw the graphic on the screen. That's going to hurt for the Sens there if he is out for any period of time in this series or in this game, really. 13:20 remaining here in this second period. That's going to be a play at the line and offside here at 13:15. I think they're showing the Zub Jarvis hit again. And did Zub hurt himself while while nailing Jarvis to the ice? It looks like it. Looks like Zub got the worst end of his check on Seth Jarvis. And how dare you, first of all, how dare you check Seth Jarvis? An absolute beauty. One of the best off-ice personalities we have in this game of a league that is so devoid of fun guys. Seth Jarvis is a fun guy. So Artem Zub, how dare you do that? Secondly, Seth Jarvis, don't get hit like that. Watch yourself. You know, we gotta protect you for Canada. So Seth Jarvis, watch out. Artem Zub, how dare you? Here we go. They dropped the puck again after a bad drop by the refs. You got to improve, ref. We're rooting for you today. Sorry, I should say linesman. Rooting for the linesman today. You got to work on those puck drops. Can't have false starts like that. Carolina sends the puck deep into the zone, and they're going to work along the boards and trying to fish it out. They do. Chatfield gets it up top, sends a long puck that gets stopped out in front as it hits a couple bodies, and the Senators are going to work out the other way. That's a pass over to Tim Stützle, who's going to pass it over to Jake Sanderson, who slaps that puck wide of the goal. No shot there, nothing doing there. Freddie doesn't have to make any kind of effort on that save, as that was well wide. Neutral zone action again. We love this neutral zone action here. Jalen Chatfield now has the puck behind his own net, passes over to his D partner of Jacob Slavin, who's trying to break out there with a pass to Taylor Hall, who cannot find it because Jake Sanderson hits him in the back. And Sanderson now trying to enter the zone, but Ottawa can't maintain possession. And we've gone back the other way with a Stankoven shot on goal that goes wide. Stankoven, our only goal scorer of the Stanley Cup Playoff so far in 2026. That is wide is 1-0 right now. Carolina making no advancements here with the puck in the zone. They're not going to be able to set up, and Ottawa's going to get this, and then it's going to go back out to the neutral zone where we have existed for the majority of this game. Super chat here says Natalie Drake in the house. That deserves some confetti and some air horns. There they are. Natalie Drake says, Cassidy Gray's best friend, Seth Jarvis? No way. Cassidy Gray's best friend indeed. Olympian. Cassidy Gray, Seth Jarvis, Olympian. They are indeed TikTok friends. Stützle breaking out from his own zone. All the way up the ice, all by himself. Fires one wide of the net. It's going to go out to the other end. Here's Oh! Hold on. Are they going to call too many men? No way! No way! Okay. Oh my God. I can't repeat anything Travis Green is yelling at the referees right now. Too many F-bombs. So what happens is Stützle comes all the way up the ice, sends a shot on goal. It goes around the other end of the zone, ends up in front of the Ottawa Senators bench. Amadio's going off for the change. The Sens player in front of the bench, the puck just ends up at his feet, and he starts playing it as Amadio's hopping onto the bench, and they call a too many men on the ice there. That's an iffy call. Where? Wow. I don't think they usually call that one. They usually give them the benefit of the doubt there, and this time they don't. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this clock synced up with you. There we go. 10:50 remaining. That didn't feel like a playoff call. That felt like a regular season penalty. It also felt like a little iffy penalty there. Interesting. We're rooting for the refs, and the refs aren't having a great game right now. Meme Empress says, too many men in the 26 playoffs? Learn to count. 10:38 here. 1:37 left on the Carolina power play. Let's see how I do this. There we go. It says Carolina power play on the screen. The time isn't going to count down, but it'll show you that there's a power play. That's the best I can do on the scoreboard for you right now. There's a power play. The time won't count down, but it tells you at least there's a power play. All right, here we go. Aho setting up there above the face-off circle. Sends it back down low. Aho now creeping in a little closer. Sends it over to Gostisbehere. Sends it across ice for Svechnikov. Slapper save by Allmark. And the Sens are going to clear it with half the power play done. Good little play there, Svechnikov. We got a super chat that says, I see they have hired the refs from the Olympics. Facts. That's from Ashakova. Aho Skova. I got it. Aho Skova is your name. Sedin Magic says, do the refs ever have a great game? Because I have yet to see one. Hey, there's always next game. There's always tomorrow. There's always the next game. They can, one of these days they will. All right. Allmark covered that puck, so we have the face-off to his left. Is it on my TV screen? No, it's to his left. And then Jake Sanderson is able to get that puck off of the draw and clear it. But we're going to have a penalty. Oh, they're calling a trip there. Sanderson got his stick in between the legs of, who is that? Svechnikov? We're going to have a two-man advantage here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Here we go. 47 seconds. Two-man advantage. Tripping penalty there. Let's see what happens with this two-man advantage. Pinto wins this face-off. That's a huge face-off win by Shane Pinto. Well done, Mr. Pinto. That's how you make it easy on the PK. You win it, then you clear it. But here come the Hurricanes with speed. Aho has that puck along the boards. The Sens come away with it, and they're able to clear it again. 20 seconds left now in the two-man advantage. Gostisbehere goes back to his own zone, retrieves the puck. Carolina entering with speed. Jarvis gets it, passes it to Aho, back to Jarvis, can't get it, but Gostisbehere's there with the one-timer and a huge save by Linus Ullmark. Flashes the glove in the face of the Hurricanes. Well done, Linus. Nice save. Good play, Hurricanes, to set that one up. I think they got what they were looking for with that one-timer, and Linus Ullmark just better in that moment. Beautiful one-timer by Gostisbehere. Right where he wanted it in that wheelhouse. Great flash of the glove by Ullmark. 88 miles per hour by Gostisbehere on that two-man advantage. One-timer. Referee, linesman twice fake drops the puck there. And the Ottawa Senators finally win that draw after it is fake drop twice there. We have a minute now in the regular power play as the first one has been killed off, and we go to the second power play as we have an offside call there. We have an offside at the line. Well done by Linus Ullmark there. Let me kill this one. Let me put a minute there. Let's see if this works. Auto time. Minute done. One power play done. Minute left in this next one. We are back in action as Ottawa clears that again. Fantastic penalty killing by the Ottawa Senators so far in this game. Couple tough calls against them. The too many men, and then that tripping one you have to call because the sticks in the feet. Like, you have no excuse to call that one. You got to call that one. But the too many men, a little iffy. But the Ottawa Senators have done a great job so far in this penalty kill. Maybe I'm jinxing it with 20 seconds left here. Can they finish the job? They clear it once again. Can they finish the job here? 10 seconds left. One more push for the Hurricanes. Stankoven. Jackson Blake now. And the Ottawa Senators successfully kill off both of those penalties. Well done. Well done. Fantastic stuff by the penalty killers of the Senators. That was a tough sequence. Linus Ullmark coming up huge there. Got to give him credit for that huge save. The penalty killers made it easy for him otherwise. And we remain with a 1-0 game for the Hurricanes after those penalties on the Senators. Good stuff. Give me a moment to sip some water here. Thank you. We always need a water break. Good shot there by the Sens, but nothing doing there. While you are here, hit like on this video. You have 6 minutes and 38 seconds left to enter our contest at the link in the description to win a fanny pack by Lululemon and Fanatics that is Carolina Hurricanes branded. Hit the link, fill out the form, win the fanny pack. Contest closes at the end of the second intermission. That's when it's over. That's how long you have. You're running out of time here. Enter our contest, win free prizes. All of our streams have prizes for round number 1. Go to sdpn.ca/schedule to find out what prize you could win on our upcoming streams. Here we go. Nothing doing on this. Oh, no, we might get something here as the Hurricanes are trying to set up here in the zone. Not a lot of action on this press by the Hurricanes as they're not able to get a shot towards the net. Senators still playing good defense. Senators still making things difficult for the Hurricanes. Keandre Miller is now back behind his own net, trying to regroup for the Hurricanes. Here's a shot by Jake Sanderson as Batherson feeds him the puck. Good save by Freddie. Freddie hasn't had to make a lot of saves this period, but there is one that he's able to turn away there. And we are going to have an icing call on the Hurricanes at 5:08 remaining in the second period. We're going to no, we can't go commercial break. It's an icing. Shot attempts. Here's Bobby with the stat in the chat. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby with the stat in the chat that says shot attempts 41 for Carolina, 18 for Ottawa. That is Carolina Hurricanes hockey. That is how they win these games. But for those 41 shot attempts to 18 shot attempts, the only shots that matter are the ones that go in the back of the net. And it's only 1-0. And the Carolina Hurricanes are going to get called for a penalty here. It's going to be a slashing call against Carolina here. Keandre Miller gets called for a slashing. And now we have an opportunity for the Ottawa Senators to get back into this game. We're going to a commercial break here. This is huge. This is our biggest moment of the game so far. The previous biggest moment of the game was the two-man advantage for the Carolina Hurricanes that they were not able to take advantage of. Now momentum is turning. Ottawa, power play opportunity. Can they do what Carolina was unable to do? Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the calls that have been made so far in this series. It does not feel like playoff hockey refereeing. We are rooting for the referees today to have a great game. That is who I am rooting for. I shouldn't say we. You guys have your teams you're rooting for. I'm rooting for the referees and the linesmen to have a good game. I would say they're not doing that so far. But both teams have had their opportunities. And the game hasn't really turned on any of the calls that the refs have made. So we'll see what happens now. How are you doing, chat? Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon with me, hanging out here. I love afternoon hockey. To me, it is the best time to have hockey. If you have not filled out your NHL playoff bracket on Spark, go do that now. Brackets close at the end of the weekend. Hit the link in the description to make your bracket. You can win tons of prizes in our SDPN bracket challenge. If you have not entered the contest for the Lululemon Fanatics Fanny Pack, hit the link in the description to do that now. Win a couple prizes if you win that bracket challenge. If you win... Oh, where is the slash? That's not a great slashing call. Oh, okay. On the second angle, you see him actually come back and do a little bit of slash on the stick. That doesn't feel like a playoff slashing call, but this game has been consistently calling very close calls. So that's the bar the refs have set today as the Hurricanes clear that one down the ice. They're able to come away with that puck and clear it, and Jake Sanderson has to go back behind his own net and now break out for the Senators. This is the bar the refs are setting. I hope they stick to it. We have a super chat here by Isn't86 that says, "Crab people, let me play the button because you super chatted."
Crab people, crab people.
Well done. Thank you for that. Here's a chance in front. One-timers missed by Batherson. He completely whiffs on that one, and it goes back to center ice where Jake Sanderson retrieves it. Golden opportunity for a slapper in front that is squandered. Oh! Jake Batherson, not great there. Ottawa here fighting for this puck. That's Tkachuk in the corner. It looks like they are going to come away with it and be able to set up their offense here with 40 seconds left on the power play. Dylan Cousins fighting for this puck. Carolina's not making this easy. Stingy defense, and they send it down the other end of the ice. 30 seconds remaining in the power play opportunity. Shabbat now breaking out for Ottawa. Ottawa's power play has struggled so far in this game, struggled in this sequence here. Not able to get a shot on goal once again here on this power play. 10 seconds remain, and Carolina doesn't clear it there, but they are going to kill off this power play to 1. That is it. 0 shots once again on that power play for the Senators, as this puck's going to be iced because the power play is over, so that is an icing call on the Hurricanes as we go back to the other end. 2:26, I believe, that's remaining there in the game. Let me pause that clock at 2:26. 15 shots on goal in this game for the Hurricanes, 7 for the Ottawa Senators. 2:25 left in this second period. There's a bit of a delay here. They're waiting for something. Rod Brind'Amour decided before the game to go with Frederik Andersen in net. Does not look like it has affected the team at all. Does not look like it was a bad choice to go Freddie over Bussy. There's a delay here, it looks like, with the clock. They are fixing something at the scorers table. All right, so we got a delay here. Chat, are you nervous if you are a Sens fan for this series? If you are a Canes fan, are you feeling pretty confident with the start of this thing in that you've now shown an ability to control play against this Sens team? They've made it very difficult on you to get those shots towards Allmark, but you have controlled the possession in this game more than Ottawa. Does that bring you confidence for this series as a whole? You've dominated the regular season. You've always... Here's Jackson Blake. Clear path to the net. Tries to center it. Can't find anyone there. Almost beautiful play by Blake. If I'm Blake, I think you got to take that right to the net and try and shoot yourself instead of looking for that pass. Little too reluctant to not just try and make a play himself there. I would have liked him to see him try and dangle Allmark himself. I don't know, he's very in tight. Maybe he didn't think there was room, but I think you make that play if you're Blake. Oh, that's going to be an icing call on Carolina as Jackson is not able to beat that one out. Doesn't make contact with that puck. Are they showing the replay here? Yeah, so Blake steals that puck. Oh, okay, so there was good defense by the Sens out in front. That's a bad turnover by the Sens. A little sloppy play now. Sloppy play by the Sens, that turnover. Late in this game, late in this second period, I think they're just trying to get to intermission here with a 1-goal deficit. As the Canes look like they got the better legs right now. Maybe I'll speak too soon as Tkachuk's got the puck behind his own net. And is anything going to come of this for the Sens? Feels like they do this a lot. Shabbat sends it in deep. There's a shot. 1 minute to go in the second period. Tkachuk laying a big hit, trying to get his team motivated. Takes Ehlers to the ground, sits on Ehlers. Brady Tkachuk with his butt to head on Ehlers. And Allmark goes down in his own net. I think he just slipped or was trying to draw a call there. Sens Shot. Chabot now taken down by Ehlers. We're getting some action here with 60 seconds to go. Inside of 60 seconds, I should say. 30 seconds to go. Jordan Stahl trying to fight this puck to center ice does. Chabot was taken down. Ehlers taken down. Ullmark taken down. Everybody taken down here in the final minute of play. Fogle flips it to the Canes as we have 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 7 seconds. We're going to run out the clock here. We are going to the second intermission. Little bit of chaos there to end the period. It is getting a little nasty in Raleigh right now, but nothing doing for the Sens. They're showing the replay of Tkachuk going to Ehlers, walks over him like Allen Iverson walked over his man way back in the day. Was that Tyronn Lue? It was AI who walked over Ty Lue way back in the day, that famous picture. Brady Tkachuk pulls a AI on Tyronn Lue and walks over Nick Ehlers. And then Nick Ehlers at later, couple of 30 seconds later, still in that same shift, decides to knock over Chabot to get some retribution. We have madness. We do have madness, as Tim Trutone says in the chat. Second period here, coming to a close. 1 period left. You have only seconds remaining to enter the contest for our Lululemon Fanatics Fanny Pack. Hit the link in the description. Enter the contest. Win a Carolina Hurricanes Fanny Pack. We will send that out to you when the contest closes. We have prizes for all of our games on our live streams in the first round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. All right. Intermission here. We're going to play a Boston Bruins Buffalo Sabres series preview for your intermission content here. Air horns, please. There we are. That is coming up. Pretty even affair. Definitely on the scoreboard, it's even, but possession numbers, metrics, got to side with the Hurricanes. Sens aren't out of it, clearly. They haven't been able to take advantage of the opportunities they've had, especially on the couple power play opportunities. That's where you got to make hay, because at 5-on-5, Carolina's dominating possession. They don't lose game ones. They fare well in the first rounds of the playoffs. And they've done what they've done consistently all regular season long. This is kind of how the games that the Sens and the Canes have played during the regular season have gone. Shot attempt counter way through the roof for the Hurricanes. Pretty low scoring, like not a lot in the back of the net, but the Hurricanes don't look like they should be scared of any of the results here. So, as we head to the third, enter the contest, fill out your bracket. I'm going to play some intermission content for you, and I will be back to enjoy this third period with you momentarily.
This is Buff, and this is Boss. It's going to be a crazy series. I can't even remember the last time these two teams would have even played in the playoffs. But that's because one of them hasn't been in the playoffs in a very, 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 very long time. Now, this is brought to you by Ontario Toyota dealers, so make sure you check out, visit toyota.ca, build your Tacoma there. It's the most powerful Tacoma ever. It looks awesome. Sound system's great. Don't forget about it's got the around view monitoring system, so you can actually look under the car too if you're going off-road. It's amazing. Visit toyota.ca. Red Tag Day is going on from March through May. Let's start in net, Buffalo and Boston. One of the things that I always do, guys, the way I look at some of these series is who's been here before and who hasn't. It's pretty obvious who hasn't. You've got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Is it?
And Alex Lyon.
Is it obvious?
It's pretty obvious. And Alex Lyon,
the team that broke the longest playoff drought in North American pro sports.
Look, Alex Lyon did help get the Panthers into the playoffs to beat the Bruins and go on this run.
Before losing his job immediately.
Yes, but he did.
To Sergei Bobrovsky,
he did.
I get it.
And then you got a man who used to give us nightmares when we used to make the playoffs, Jeremy Swayman and Eunice Korpisalo. Less nightmarish, but still.
Yes.
Hey,
they both beat the Leafs in a playoff series.
They sure did. I said less nightmarish.
Yep.
I didn't say no nightmares. So Swayman Korpisalo, I think, gets the edge right off the top, guys. I can't even wait for your answers.
I mean,
if Buffalo is going to get the most out of their goaltending, I mean, we could guess at how good it's going to be at this point, but how do they do that against this Boston team, especially a guy like Pasternak who can score the lights out in the playoffs?
Buffalo played. They were talked about like a pond hockey team, but they pond hockeyed their way to 50 wins in 65 games or something preposterous.
Yep.
I think they'll be okay. Swayman can be the better goalie. What I would say, and as a Leafs fan, I feel especially qualified to talk about this. You got to get some dynamic shots on goal. If he can see it and you're not causing enough havoc in front, he's stopping it. So Buffalo's got to be big and brutal in front of that net. That Tage shift that everyone was talking about where he took 5 shots. The one thing no one talked about, I was like, did you notice he didn't score? It was cool and everything. He didn't score.
What the hell? Why are you taking shots?
I'm not taking.
Why do you hate
I'm
Tage
not.
Thompson?
Awesome viral moment.
No. Yeah, but oh man, look, he didn't succeed at his goal 5 times in a very short amount of time.
Wow.
No, and he's got a bomb. He's got a crazy bomb. You got to help him do his job by mucking it up in front.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
That makes sense, man. You just don't like you don't like Thompson, huh? You just think he sucks.
No, he's got a bomb. He's got a crazy shot. But I'm telling you, if you don't make Swayman's job harder than it already is, then you're going to have a bad time.
Now, Jesse,
Telling you from experience.
Jesse, from in the goaltending, obviously the defense is going to play a lot into this. Boston's got McAvoy, Lindholm, Zadorov, Peak, Lohrei, guys that have been here for a while.
Yeah.
But the Sabres, according to some people, and it's hard to disagree, probably have one of, if not the best defense cores in the league in terms of talent.
On paper, it's pretty stacked. Yeah.
Dahlin, Samuelson, Power, Byram, Stanley, Shen. A little slow on the back end there at that last pairing, but whatever, they're big.
Yeah, but they have their purpose, though.
Jesse, who do you give the edge to in that regard?
I think just if I can mention goaltending, because I think you guys were a little too flippant on throwing away Buffalo's goaltending. UPL.
I was not throwing it away, and I resent that character.
I don't give the edge to the Boston Bruins that easily at all.
Okay.
UPL in his last 14 games, so we're going back to the Olympic break. He is 11-2-1 with a .918 save percentage.
Every Sabres stat is so silly.
And that can't be discounted. This is the best team in the National Hockey League since December. And they've been doing it in every single way, whether it's the defense, whether it's the scoring, whether it's the goaltending. They have it right now. If that's going to sustain in the playoffs, who knows? But over the course of the regular season, all the numbers back up what the Sabres are doing.
This is what I hate about the pond hockey criticism. Did the puck go in, though? So now let me flip it around. Yeah, okay, the Sabres allow some shots and some scoring chances. The puck doesn't go in.
No, they stopped the puck. January 1st, goals against, they're 5th in the league, right there with Dallas at 4. They are one of the best teams in the league, and they have been for the majority of this season. And there was a little maybe of wavering for a week or so in the last bit of the regular season, but I don't know. They've been fairly consistent, and there's enough consistency there for me to believe that they can carry it over to the playoffs.
Hey, plenty of teams had a speed wobble over the last month. The good ones got it back on the rails.
Yes.
Right? And the Sabres did that.
So, talking about defense, I just want to quickly get your answers. Who do you give the edge to on defense?
McAvoy's pretty damn good. Lindholm struggled big time. It's got to be Buffalo. Even though there's a lack of experience there, seeing Dahlin, these are the playoffs. He's going to play half an hour a night when the going gets tough. It's big. It's big. I give it to Buffalo.
He's also big.
And mean.
Jesse, your edge?
Give me Rasmus Dahlin.
Rasmus Dahlin all day. Okay. All right. Now, let's go up to the forward group. And again, it comes down to not that we doubt the Buffalo Sabres. Well, at least Steve doubts the Buffalo Sabres for it. Specifically, Tage Thompson thinks he's bad at hockey. But when we're talking about the Sabres, this is a lot of young players who have not played a lot of playoff games. Josh Norris is back and healthy. We like that, but he didn't play much in terms of playoff hockey in Ottawa. Josh Doan has had a great year. Again, though, it's the playoffs. I look at Boston. You got guys like Pasternak, Elias Lindholm. As disappointing as I think that contract might be, is still a very strong,
Much better season.
center. Yeah, much better season, but I still don't think the contract's living. Zach has been great. Arvidsson's been a guy that's had a renaissance year.
Far better than he was in Edmonton. Yeah.
Middlestat's found a home there. Minton's been a surprise, but again, he's never played playoff hocky.
But doesn't he strike you exactly like the kind of guy who would exceed in this type of game?
He does. And then you got Tage and Krebs and Tuck.
I'm never
going
to forget them for that stupid trade, man.
Jack Quinn. To me, this is a bit of a toss-up. Not on skill. I think Buffalo is the more skilled team here. Who's the better team in execution in high leverage games like we're about to see?
Listen, I think Buffalo has basically every advantage, but that Boston Bruin
Thing.
hockey identity, the culture. This is not a Leaf fan talking through Leaf fan trauma. They have a culture. They have an identity. There's a reason they could have got anyone in the world, and they went out and they got Marco Sturm, right? That's a guy who can preach the culture, who can advocate for the culture. I ultimately, spoiler, give Buffalo this series. Boston's going to give them hell. Boston's going to give them absolute hell.
Jesse.
Marco Sturm deserves a lot of credit for what he's got going on in Boston. The Hagens, Minton, Kusendinov line is the coolest line in the world. You just have a bunch of kids with no fear going into a playoff series. And I feel like that's going to be one of the low-key X factors going up against Buffalo, because if we remember where the Bruins were last year, this is so unexpected. And on the fly, they were able to rebuild this thing very quickly and get back into the playoffs. And young guys like that are a large reason that they are there. So Pasternak's going to obviously suck up a lot of air in the room and on the ice, because that's who they're going to be focusing on. But watch out for the kids. I keep saying Buffalo. Boston, because of the two Bs. Boston is a young team in a lot of ways.
They are.
The Hagens ramp up, by the way, has been like scary. 47 points in 34 games in college. All right, let's throw him in the AHL. See if he's ready. 4 points in 6 games. All right, let's throw him in the NHL. Already got his first NHL point. That's quite the boon if you're able to add him.
All right, so who do you give the edge to?
I mean, still Buffalo.
Still Buffalo. Okay, all right.
Like,
Jesse, agree?
In the series or just the forwards?
Just the forwards.
The forward group probably is slightly into Buffalo, but I think it's a lot closer than people are giving it credit for.
Okay, so this series could be, what I'm hearing from you guys is there's the Buffalo talent, which is undeniable, but there's the Boston experience and brand, which is also undeniable. So, who do we give the first round to, and in how many games? I know this is a tough call, but somebody's got to do it.
I give it to Sabres in 6, and they better hope it's in 6. Because if it's
you don't
not,
want Game 7.
If it's not,
no.
no.
But the Game 7 wouldn't be in Boston. It will be at Quebec.
Doesn't matter. They beat the Leafs in Toronto as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Son of a gun. Listen. There have been criticisms of Buffalo, and obviously they haven't been there. They've been so preposterously good with so few flaws for so long. Picking Boston would be trauma. That's the only logical reason to pick them. So I'm going with Buffalo.
Okay. Jesse Blake.
I'm going Buffalo in 7.
I, too, am going Buffalo in 7, and I know
You guys are both out of your minds!
That's boring. The reason I say Buffalo in 7 is because I do think they're going to speed wobble. They're going to get out to an early lead in this series, and they're going to speed wobble a little bit, and then they'll get it together. They're going to learn a lot, and that second round is going to be crazy. So that's our preview. Leave in the comments what you think. Are we completely wrong about it? You're so stupid. Can't wait to find out we're stupid in the comments, but this is going to be a great series. Hey, did you like the thing you just watched?
Was it hilarious?
Was it informative?
Was it me losing my mind?
Possibly.
Steve,
Most
you
of the
need
time.
to.
Hey, listen.
You need
if you
to
like
stop yelling at me, Steven. You need to stop yelling at me. Okay, we're almost back with the third period here. A couple minutes left in intermission. 1-0 Carolina, Ottawa. You have a few minutes here to get your final entries here. I'll give you a few more minutes to get your entries in for the Lululemon fanny pack. Oh, no, you don't. It's over. Robert Malloy has announced the form is closed. We will announce the winner at some point during the third period. Robert says form closed. So form is closed. It's done. Form is closed. We'll announce the winner of the Lululemon Hurricanes fanny pack in the third period. I'll probably do like halfway through. Chat, we have a couple minutes here. Let me know how you're feeling today. Let me know what you're doing with your Saturday afternoon. One thing I love doing on our streams here on SDPN is checking in and seeing what you are eating today during the stream. So let me know what you are munching on. I have to eat afterwards. You know, I'm gonna have a bite to eat of something. I don't know yet. Maybe you can give me ideas on what I should be eating when this game here is done after these next 20 minutes. Packing for a move this week, says Strawberry the Pie. Moving is so unbelievably stressful. It's like one of the most stressful things you can do. Outside of like serious stuff, obviously. Amongst like the casual things in life, moving is so annoying. Never, ever, ever, ever ask your friends to do it. You can ask your friends to like help you. Like, it's always good to have, whether it's like a brother or sister or a parent or a friend, to help you like pack and get things organized and do all that. And if they want to help, let them help. But like, get the movers. Pay for the movers. Get the big, strong people to do the big, strong stuff. It's always a hassle when you just got to gather a bunch of dudes or whoever to help you move. It's always been worth it in my life to just pay for the movers, especially if you got a lot of stuff. Pay for the movers. We got Steven Mark Turner that says, pita, veggie pizza, dates, and cashews for dessert. That is barely dessert. That is so healthy. How can you call that dessert? Dates are like really sweet. Dates, like when you want something sweet but you want something healthy, dates work. But you can't call them dessert. My better half, Gabby, she makes date squares. You know, like if you go to like a Booster Juice, they'll have protein balls. She'll make that, except they'll be like squares, like protein squares. And she makes them with date butter. Fantastic. Tastes just like anything you'd have that's sweet and chocolatey, and it's delicious. But it's still not the same as if you just put a bunch of cane sugar in there and you loaded a bunch of milk chocolate. It's not the same. It's healthier. It's not the same. We got Jason saying this caramelized onion Borson dip is so good. Caramelized onion Borson? What? What? I'd love to try me some of that. I've had regular Borson, but I've never had caramelized onion Borson. Give me a good cracker and some Borson, and I'll muck that all day. We have Pokemon Man 875 with a pea meal bacon on a bun. That's very simple. I hope it's very saucy. Anything that's, like, if you got a large white bun, I'm not the fan of bread, a lot of bread, to be honest. I don't do bread very often. So if you're going to do a lot of bread, it's got to be a lot of stuff in there for me. Like, I need a overloaded burger for me to do a bun. It's got to be a really good bun, too. Pea meal bacon, though. Fantastic. We have a super chat. Where's the buttons for the super chat? Oh, we're getting the puck drop here. Third period's underway. Last comment here. Super Chat gets some air horns. Austin says, moving has changed. Used to be able to do it with friends for pizza and beer. Yeah, not anymore. When you grow up at a certain age, you got too much stuff. You need the professionals to do the moves for you. When you're young and you just got like a room of stuff and you're moving to a condo, yeah, rent your own truck, van maybe even, throw it in, get a couple cars, move, who cares? But when you got stuff, get the professionals to do it. You gotta let them handle the moves. Third period underway here. 1-0 Carolina over the Ottawa Senators. Been a really good performance by the Hurricanes in terms of playing Hurricanes hockey. But like they do, they don't run up the score. Or at least the Ottawa Senators haven't allowed them to run up the score, because I will give credit to Travis Green and the Senators because they play very stingy hockey. They don't allow a lot through, and that has continued in this game. Batherson gets checked down there. Puck's near center ice. Going to be flipped down to Freddie Anderson, who plays it to Jalen Chatfield. Hurricanes go for a change there, and they regroup with Nikishin behind the net with a little breakout there. Going to be a successful one as Jackson Blake picks up that puck, charging to the net as he tends to do, and then look for Stankoven out in front. That one hits a foot, goes up behind the net. Nothing doing for the Hurricanes there. Jackson Blake, little charge again, but no shot there. They keep the puck in the zone. The same line stays out there. Stankoven, Blake out there, trying to fish it out are the Sens, and they do successfully flip it back to center ice, get a little relief there from the pressure from the Hurricanes. Super Chat, got to get to this one. Thank you for the Super Chat. There's a shot on goal. Easy save by Freddie Anderson there. Gloved, and we are going to have a face-off. Round of applause for the Super Chat. I always appreciate all Super Chats. Tyson says, even though I hate the Senators, very proud of fellow Bermudan Blake Montgomery scoring his first pro goal for Belleville. He's doing us proud. It's always nice when you got a hometown guy, right? Like, it's good. It's good when you got somebody from your neighborhood. It always puts a little warmth on your heart when you see one of these guys especially when from your small town. Oh, we're going to get a penalty here. Jalen Chatfield is going to be called for an interference penalty. Accidental. And the Ottawa Senators, once again, are going to the power play. Chatfield on Batherson. You got to call that one. That one's right in front of the referee. Interference. Hold on. I got my referee outfit. Let me do it. No, I hurt myself. I hit myself very hard there with the interference call. No shots on goal so far for the Ottawa Senators on 2 power play opportunities. They have no shots. Will they get a shot on goal this power play? Let's start with the basics. There's a shot there by Dylan Cousins that goes wide. Remains 0, and there is the first shot on goal on a power play for the Ottawa Senators as they shoot that one on goal from distance. Easy save for Freddie Anderson. But the streak is broken. It is. Yeah, that was an easy save. It was straight on goal. Batherson not able to tip it. That would have been a good tip opportunity for Batherson if he could change the direction on that one, but he can't do it. Thank you for your donation, says no need to thank me. I will thank you. No need to thank me for your donation. Thank you for the $2 Super Chat. Appreciate every Super Chat that is given in this chat. Power play here A minute 15 left for Ottawa. A mess right now. They pass it back all the way to their own zone. Ugly, ugly stuff there trying to set that up. Here we go. Once again, they're trying to break in and set it up. Okay, they maintain possession in the zone. Good little pass. Stützle up to the point. There's a backdoor pass. Freddie, huge save. Batherson. Oh, it did go in. Freddie is not able to save that. Freddie definitely caught that puck. But did he catch it over the line? Oh, my goodness. We have bedlam here in Raleigh. Freddie makes a save, but was his glove over the line when he made that save? Batherson gets that puck right in front of the net. Beautiful pass there. That's a save. That is a save by Freddie Anderson. That's no goal. Beautiful play by Batherson. But even more gorgeous play by Frederick. Big save Anderson. That's not his name. I don't know why I called him that. It can be his new name now. I think he saved that one. The overhead view to me is no goal. That's what I'm calling it with my two eyes there. I'm saying no goal. I don't know what the call on the ice must have been goal, because they put the goal up on the board and the goal graphic went off on Sportsnet. The overhead view, it looks like a save. Ooh. This is close. The fact that it's called a goal on the ice, I think, might be the determining factor. Yep. No goal. Let's make the official call in our referee gear. After review, the call on the ice is no goal. It remains a 1-0 lead for Carolina. Big save, Freddie. We got to come up with some sort of good name for Freddie. We got to get an alliteration going with the F. Freaky save Freddie? Is Freaky save Freddie something? Is anybody behind that? I don't even like saying that. 1-0 Carolina. Face off to the right of Frederick Anderson. 16 minutes remaining here in the third period. 38 seconds left in the power play opportunity for the Ottawa Senators. They almost got one. Good play by Batherson. Better play by Freddie. Let's get back to this action as Ottawa tries to set up here. Batherson again. This time, Brady out in front. Brady can't beat Freddie. Freddie once again. Huge save. Freaky save Freddie with another one. Brady Tkachuk's now at the bottom of the pile. Chance of Freddie ring out in Raleigh at the Lenovo Center. Unbelievable stuff. Brindamore making the right call, going with Anderson over Bussy. Freddie's bussing out all the big saves here. Batherson to Tkachuk. Freddie just sits on it, saves that puck. Sit on it. Yes, he does. That's a save. And then Tkachuk gets bowled over. Jordan Stahl all in there. Walker in there. And then Martinook with the final blow of the trifecta. All on top of Freddie Anderson. We're calling him, as Graham Strong with the super chat writes, Big Saved Frederick. Big Saved David Frederick. Doesn't roll off the tongue, but that is a big save by Frederick. Thank you for the super chat there. A little air horns for you. Power play is killed. That looked a lot better for Ottawa, though. Very dangerous. They're dangerous here at 5-on-5. Good opportunity. They aren't able to get that one by Freddie either. Another shot on goal. 5 shots on goal in that power play. The shot counter is actually turned towards the Ottawa Senators as it is 16-15 on the shot counter for the Sens over the Hurricanes. But the shots that matter, the ones that go in the back of the net, Carolina leads 1-0 on the board. 5 minutes have gone in the third period here. Little check-up, stop-up shot there by the Hurricanes, saved by Linus Ullmark, who has not had to be very busy in this period so far, as it's been all Sens, but he makes a nice save there. And we have a little stoppage of play here in the third period. I am going to, at some point, announce the winner of our Lululemon Fanatics fanny pack. Stats for you. Through the second period, Ottawa's 9 shots on goal are tied for their fewest through 2 periods this season. So the amount of shots that Ottawa has been able to pepper on the Hurricanes early on this period were much needed, as you're not going to win a game if you're getting those little shots on goal here. Also, thank you, Robert Malloy, for sending this one along. Artem Zub not back on the bench for the Senators in this third period. Zub has not returned. A depleted Ottawa Senators defense core only gets more depleted as time goes on here, and now they're missing Artem Zub. They just got all pretty much healthy, and now Zub has gone out. So tough sledding for the defense of the Sens. I don't know why they have such bad luck with their defensemen getting injured, but Zub is out. We'll see how long he remains out. Here's a chance for the Sens. Good play by Fogle there to make a little play on that puck and backhand one towards Freddie, but not real dangerous. He's able to deflect that one out of play, and we have a commercial break here. What a save. They're showing it again by Anderson to keep this game 1-0. Super chat. Oh, no, that's the same one. Graham Strang earlier with the big save it. Super chat. Name Tags, who's renewed their SDP membership for 25 months. Thank you for that. That's unbelievable. On the message, it says, Jesse bullied himself into freaky save Freddie. I did bully myself into saying that. I did say that was a ridiculous thing, and then I was like, you know what? Jesse, say it. Say freaky save Freddie. It's what we're calling him now. So we have Rudd. I got to get your name right. Rudraksha 11 Gaming says, no way playoffs started already. Playoffs started at 3 p.m. Eastern. We were live at 3 p.m. Eastern for Game 1 of the playoffs. I am the lucky one here at SDPN to kick off the Stanley Cup Playoffs of 2026. You have been missing out. We've had an adventure of a stream so far for the last 2 hours. We are just finishing off the third period here as we are 13:55 remaining. There's a 1-goal lead for the Carolina Hurricanes. If you have been here the whole time, hit that little thumbs up button. Hit like on the video. If you're just getting here, I'm asking you to do the same thing. Hit like on the video. Next commercial break, I'm going to announce the winner of our Lululemon Fanatics Hurricanes fanny pack. So stick around for that, and stick around for this great action here. We're going to have streams all playoff long. We have committed to doing every Canadian team in the first round. I'm doing the Sens Carolina Hurricanes series. Adam's doing Edmonton Oilers, Anaheim Ducks, and Steve is doing the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning series. We'll have some other streams in between there, depending how long the games go in each series. So follow along with all of our streams at sdpn.ca/schedule, and you can see when we are live streaming. Thank you for everybody who's been hanging out. I really appreciate it. You could have been anywhere in the world, but chose to be here right now listening to me talk about this game where the Sens have it behind the Hurricanes net, and they're not going to come away with this puck as there is a little board battle, and it looks like the Hurricanes are going to be able to clear the zone, which they do there. They start the other way with a bit of a 2-on-1. Another player jumps up in the rush. That's Stahl with the shot, and Ullmark with a huge save to keep this game 1-0. Needed to save that one. Stahl with a good shot. Ullmark with an even better save to keep the game a 1-0 deficit. Super chat by Name Tags. I've been an SDP fan since 2016. We have a shot here by Chatfield. That Ullmark is nice. He's not going to save that one. That was up over his shoulder. Ullmark. I don't think you can allow that Chatfield shot from distance to bounce up off of you there. It's 2-0 Carolina. Who's going to get credit for that goal? It looks like it's going to be Stankoven again. It's Stankoven who shoots that puck from distance. My apologies. Oh, no, it's Nikishin who comes up with the shot. They're showing Stankoven. Who fishes it home? So Nikishin shoots it from the D. And does it just go straight in? Oh, there's Stankoven! Sneaky Stankoven comes in! That's beautiful stuff there. A sneaky play. We need to celebrate this goal right here. Hold on a second. Let's get Olay on the board. What a goal. So much confusion. Apologies for me. I finally saw the replay of Stankoven coming in and making that little play. Nikishin comes in from the point, shoots it at Ullmark. Ullmark loses it up over his shoulder. Taylor Hall gets a piece of it. Logan, it's real smelly Stankoven, comes in from nowhere, sneaks in, and makes a beautiful little shovel amongst the feet to get that one home for the Carolina Hurricanes to put them up 2-0 in this game here. And now we have Nikishin down on the ice, getting speared in the gonads by Cousins. Dylan Cousins goes below the belt. Ooh, that is going to hurt right in the coconuts for Nikishin. That is not a pretty sight as Carolina's going back to the power play. Sorry, there was so much going on here. I think we have everything sorted. Oh, baby. Power play here. So much happened. Let's get our bearings. I hope you are following along. I've just been trying to catch up with all of the action that is nonstop here in Carolina as they're able to get up 2-0 here. Oh, let's fix this clock here for you. There we go. 11:45 remaining in the third period. It stinks in here with 2 goals from Logan Stankoven. 90 seconds left in the power play. I was reading a super chat from Name Tags when all of this started to unfold. And I finally readjusted and got my bearings here. Name Tag says, as I watch this power play, and Carolina looks a little dangerous here, as that's Gostis Bear with the puck at the blue line. Back up top. Aho. Over to Gostis Bear, shot. Deflection, out of play. Svechnikov deflects that out of play. 10:59. Name tags, finally on the super chat. I've been an SDP fan since 2016. The 25 months have just been the length of time y'all have allowed me to pay. Thank you for your loyal support. Other super chat here from Sedin Magic, who also always supports SDPN. How about Flashy Freddy, since he keeps flashing the glove? I love that. Well done. Flashy Freddy works a little better than Freaky Save Freddy. Here we go. Puck has been dropped. 10:55. That's a save there by Allmark. That one's an easy glove stop. We're going to get another face-off here. We have another super chat, this time from Diane. Thank you, Diane. I'm going to have a little confetti on the screen for Diane. Thank you, Diane, for that super chat. Go Canes from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We have a Carolina native. Thank you for hanging out all the way in Winston-Salem. Sports Talk Chud says stank for Conn Smythe. It has been taken away from the stank god. It is now a Taylor Hall goal. They have readjusted the scoring there, just to update everybody on the goings-on on the screen there. They have flashed the graphic that Taylor Hall is now being awarded the stank god goal, as Ottawa successfully kills off this power play. 1 second left. There we go. Halfway done the third period. Next commercial break, I will announce the winner of our Lululemon Carolina Hurricanes fanny pack. 10 minutes to go here. Another super chat, this time by Timothy O'Donnell. Do your streams draw the sickos, or is it just Steve? Leave the sickos to Steve. There's a stop as Allmark gloves this one. My stream doesn't have the sickos, but it has the crab people. I don't have the sickos. I do indeed have the crab people. We are at a commercial break, and that means it is time to reveal our winner of the Lululemon Fanatics fanny pack that we gave away earlier. You had a contest. You filled out the form. And our winner is, do I have tense music? Oh! I do have tense music. The winner wrote who they're cheering for. They wrote, just here for the chaos. They wrote a comment that says, thanks for all the streams. Go Habs, go. The Carolina Hurricanes Lululemon Fanatics fanny pack goes to Matthew Lawson. Congratulations, Matthew. Let's get some Dancing Animal Squad out here. Let's get some of them out here to do a little jig for you. Congratulations, Matthew Lawson. You are the winner. Once your item is sent out, expect a email from some member of SDPN to give you the tracking details on their prize. Well done. Well done. All right, here we go. Super chats. Meme Empress says, I am a sicko, though. I just also like crab. Thank you for hanging out, Meme Empress. Always on our streams. Appreciate your presence. Poo Poo PP69 writes, I was in North Carolina for the 06 run. I'm here now for the 26 Cup run. 20 years later. Let's go Canes. You guys look good. You've looked good all season long. You always look good in the playoffs. It's just about, can you push through that final barrier of the conference finals? That's what's on the line every year for the Hurricanes, as they always are in the playoffs. We'll see if they can first get through the Ottawa Senators in this series. This game one's looking good for them with a 2-0 lead here with 9 minutes left in this period. Thank you for the super chat there, Poo Poo PP69. D's Nuts 69 with the super chat says, Jesse gets the freaks, Steve gets the sickos. There's going to be a penalty here. That's going to be a slashing call. The refs have been calling a lot this game. It has not been a playoff whistle. I think that's for certain. I think we can all agree that the refs are, if something's a penalty, they are calling it. You're not going to get away with clear penalties here. That was a slash by Zetterlund, broke the stick. You're not going to get away with that. Regular season playoffs, not this time, with these refs who are just calling the game as it is. So, as the Ottawa Senators are down in this game, they have seemingly made things worse with that penalty by Zetterlund. Hurricanes back to the power play. We'll see if they can extend their lead here. The Ottawa Senators' penalty kill has been fantastic this game. Team defense is something that's a strong point for this Travis Green run team. And the special teams on the defensive side, the power play hasn't been that great, but the penalty kill has been good. I've liked it. Let's see if they can keep up their perfect record here. The Hurricanes are 0 for 3 on the power play, including a two-man advantage that was stopped by the Senators. Here's a little shorthanded break. Pinto! That's a slash in the face. Oh my gosh, he said, "Are you effed?" at the referee in very, very clearly lip reading there. Pinto gets him right in the face. You could see that. Pinto high sticks Gostisbehere right in the noggin. There's no debating that. You can't, the stick was up high. It's a penalty. I'm sorry, Pinto. That is a high sticking penalty. It's unfortunate, but it's a high sticking penalty. We're going to have a minute 16 here with a two-man advantage. Minute 15, actually, two-man advantage. Thank you, D's Nuts, for the super chat earlier. That's Jesse gets the freaks. Steve gets the sickos. Thank you, Wes Richard, for gifting 5 SDP VIP memberships. Appreciate you, Wes Richard. We are back in action here. Two-man advantage for the Hurricanes. If you received a gift of membership from Wes Richard, say thank you to Wes. Slapper, one-timer, goes wide and out of the zone there. Nothing doing there with that initial shot. Not on goal for the Hurricanes there on their two-man advantage. They regroup, reset up here. 5-on-3. Can they take advantage of it this time? A 5-on-3 earlier was stopped by the Ottawa Senators. This one, again, looking good as there's a save by Allmark. First shot on goal of the 5-on-3 there for the Hurricanes. Allmark able to save that one. We got a stop of play here. Ottawa going from bad to worse in this game. Down, getting cooked in possession, not able to break through offensively. They had a good shot on the power play. Freddie makes a fantastic save. If he's a millimeter either way, this game's... Oh my gosh, Claude Giroux going at the linesman. Yes! Claude, say something. You can't be fake dropping the puck and expecting to get away with it. It is not the ref show. I'm the only one in the universe here to see the refs. It's not about you. Drop the damn puck. Get in his face, Giroux. Thank goodness. Here's the Hurricanes setting up one-timer in front. Save there by Allmark again. They're doing a good job. They're doing a good job, the Sens are, on this tough penalty kill. They're doing the best they can with what they got here. Getting sticks down. Shabbat with a beautiful block there. Drop the puck. 81. Stripes finally drops that puck. Gostisbehere over to Aho. Aho dangling in the slot. Shot on Allmark. Makes the save. Rebound in front. Cleared by the Senators. Back all the way down to the other end. Freddie Anderson breaks out this puck. It's Freddie doesn't do the breakout. Passes it up to Gostisbehere, who tries to do the breakout as he goes for a change. We're going to have a nice little 1-2 by the Hurricanes in front. Slide it wide of the goal. Goes all the way to the other end of that shot as that shot sneaks by the side of the net. Nikishin now behind his own net. So much action happening here in the latter part of the third period. Spence breaks up a pass for Ehlers. Ehlers gets it back, though. Shot! Allmark save! Stankoven, golden opportunity. Another flash of the glove by Allmark. Beautiful. Point blank glove save, Allmark on Stankoven, who's been all over this game. Best player on the ice so far this game. Logan Stankoven has a goal and an assist in this one. Taylor Hall took away his second goal. They gave it to Taylor Hall on replay. One penalty down, 5 seconds left in this next penalty. Ottawa Senators doing a fantastic job on the penalty kill. No complaints about their penalty kill this game. It has been perfect. A perfect 5 for 5 on the PK for the Sens this game. Wow. Well done. Well done. Wow. Very impressed by the Sens PK. That's like nothing but applause from me. All right. All right. It's go time. This is crunch time, baby. Oh, man. Okay. 5:47 left. What are we going to do? We're going to play some clutch music? We're going to play some tense music? 5:47 left in this game. The Senators, despite all odds, every stat, every advanced metric going against them in this game, where the Hurricanes have looked so strong with the possession numbers. Shots on goal. Shots not on goal, just shot attempts, the Hurricanes look really good. Against those odds, the Ottawa Senators have done the impossible here and kept this game close through a fantastic penalty kill. They killed off two-man advantages for the Hurricanes. And it's still only a 2-goal lead. It's not like the Hurricanes have been able to run up the score here and make this thing unreachable. 2 goals in 5 minutes is not impossible. Ask the Habs about comeback victories. But with the stingy defense the Hurricanes have been playing all game, where the Sens have not been able to set up anything in the offensive zone, haven't really been able to get anything off the rush. They're not really a rush team. Can they muster up something here in these final 5 minutes? Can they show us something they haven't shown us all game long and create some sort of offensive opportunity and put 2 behind Freddie before they go down 0-1 in this series? That's what's on the line here with this final 5:47 on the scoreboard here. They're getting ready to drop the puck to the right of Linus Allmark, and they do. The puck is won by the Senators. They're going to win that faceoff draw, and they're going to start behind their own net. This is it, Sens. This is go time. If you don't want to allow the Hurricanes to win another game number 1, which they always win, it is something they do consistently. They're fantastic in series number 1s. They're fantastic in game number 1s. Will the Senators do the impossible here and mount a comeback? Ehlers coming over center ice, flips this puck behind Allmark, and it's going to go up into the netting. He shoots it way too high. And Tkachuk yelling at the linesman. Something is, I think he said it's poopy. Tkachuk telling Aho something's poopy. Tkachuk's not happy. I don't know what he's not happy about. Oh, that's not Aho. Who's he going out with? Oh, okay. So they're showing the replay here. It's Walker. Tkachuk slashing Walker on the wrist. How is Tkachuk complaining? Tkachuk doing the dirty business and then complaining about it. If there's never been a more Brady Tkachuk sequence of events, I've never seen one. Tkachuk slashes Walker in the hands, starts yelling at him, and he's the one complaining. Hilarious stuff from Brady. Hilarious stuff. That is Brady Tkachuk to a T. All right. Little rush here by the Hurricanes. Back up to the point. Sends it back down. Thomas Chabot's going to get this puck for the Sens. Chabot avoids the giant hit there. Hurricanes pressuring the puck, not allowing the Sens to get through the neutral zone. Great stuff there by the Hurricanes. Great defense. There's a turnover. Svechnikov gets that puck. Oh, bad turnover there by the Sens. They cannot get out of their own end here. The Senators just fumbling. No offensive capabilities here at 5-on-5 this entire game. Now they're stuck in their own zone. Aho now working the puck along the boards. Back up top to Slavin, over to Chatfield. Chatfield throws it on net from the blue line, and Allmark is going to squeeze this and stop this play with 3:40 remaining as the Sens can't get out of their own zone. They're showing the replay here of Taylor Hall hunting down Thomas Chabot. Good stuff by Taylor Hall, throwing the body. You'll love to see that in playoff action. Everybody getting in on the hit train. Choo, choo, choo. The hit train entering the station. Now arriving at 3:40 left in the third. Taylor Hall with the hit on Thomas Chabot. Face off to the left of Allmark. Jordan Stahl here loses that draw. Sens win it. Spence plays the puck to center ice. Ottawa can't break out of their own zone. It goes back down. Again! They can't get through the neutral zone. Here goes Allmark. Empty net now. Empty net for the Ottawa Senators. Will they be able to set up? 3 minutes left. Puck squirts out to the other end of the ice, and that's going to be icing. That is going to be icing here. Oh, let me reset this clock for you. There we go. Okay, Ottawa empty net. Hit like, as Robert Malloy says in the chat, hit like on this video. Hit subscribe on the channel. I appreciate every like and every subscription we get. It really helps support the channel here. 3 minutes to go. Ottawa wins that faceoff with the empty net. Shot on goal. Saved by Freddie. Ehlers can't clear the puck. Goes around the back. Martinook can't clear it either. Dylan Cousins keeps it in the zone. Tkachuk there is able to feed it up to the blue lines. That's going to be no penalty. No penalty. Puck is over the glass, but it does make contact with the glass as Jalen Chatfield wipes the sweat off of his brow as he's not called for a penalty there. I believe it was him who threw that over the glass, correct? We're showing it here. Yeah, it was Chatfield. It does. They're saying it was deflected over. Oh, no! No! It went right over! It is an over-the-glass penalty. We're going to have a 6-on-4. Chatfield is in the box. 6-on-4, 2:35 left. This is the opportunity for the Sens to get back in the game here. Okay, make good on this, Ottawa. You have a power play, 6-on-4. This Cousins sends it down low to Tkachuk. Tkachuk can't find the puck in his stick, but it goes back up top. Great stick there by the Hurricanes to poke it back out to center. Sanderson has to go back to his own zone. Ottawa now setting up in the offensive zone. Aho's able to get it, though. Can't get it past Sanderson at the line. Sanderson keeps it in. Puck's behind the net. Batherson plays it. Feeds it out front. Nobody there out front to bang it home. Tkachuk can't do it. Goes back up to the top. That's Giroux over there by the face-off dot, playing it back up to Sanderson. Back down to Giroux. Giroux feeds it down low. Back to Giroux at the dot. Sanderson up top, fakes the shot. Sends it back down to Giroux. Giroux looking for somebody. They send it down. Tkachuk doesn't get that puck. Stützle sends one in front. Can't find its way through anybody. Stützle gets it. Sends it back to Sanderson. Sanderson to Giroux. Shot blocked by the Hurricanes. Hurricanes send it to the blue line. It's kept in. One-timer by Stützle. Save by Freddie. Stützle gets the puck back, though, on his shot. Feeds it over to Sanderson. Back to Giroux. Empty net. 6-on-4 here. Back up top. Giroux's now shifted to the top. Sends it down to Sanderson, who's moved down to the dot. One-timer also does not get through. Carolina doing a great job clogging the zone. That one's a shot by Giroux, who's moved it to the right. And Freddie's going to glove that and save it and hold it. 44 seconds left. That is a massive, massive moment there for the Hurricanes, making things so difficult for the Ottawa Senators. They can't get anything through to Freddie. My goodness! We're going to get a timeout here. Timeout. Frederick Anderson is having a fantastic game. Those of you who came into this game questioning Anderson over Bussey, I think the answer is in Anderson. Good call by Rod the Bod to give Freddie the start today. He's been fantastic every moment they've needed him to be. Great team defense by the Hurricanes here as my Sportsnet app is buffering. Oh my goodness, why is it buffering right now? There we go. Okay, kick back into business. Sportsnet, your app, can never be trusted. Ottawa here has 10 seconds left in their power play in the 6-on-5 opportunity. 44 seconds remain in this game. Puck is being dropped to the right of Freddie, and the Hurricanes are going to win this face-off draw, send it down the end of the ice. That is going to be a power play killed by the Hurricanes. 6-on-5 we now go with the net still empty. Ottawa has brought the puck down to the other end with 25 seconds remaining. They're going to try and get something past Freddie, but looks like this will be a series opening victory for the Carolina Hurricanes as no, 5 seconds left. It's not going to be the end of the game. There's going to be 5 seconds left. There we go. So we'll reset the clock there. Add the 5 seconds back here as there's going to be a little bit of a skirmish here amongst the Hurricanes and the Senators with, they've changed the clock to 0.8 seconds. So, yeah, it's 1 second left here. They just have to drop the puck. All business is done, though, with who will win this game. Canes fans, celebrate another series opening victory. This one is going to be chippy. It started this game with a fight. Okay, they've reset the clock again. They're adding 8.3 seconds left. All right, so it is going to be a chippy one. I think it's going to be a long series. It is going to be a tight series. It is going to be a chippy series. Brady Tkachuk, I think, was just kicked out of the game. He's gone back to the dressing room. He started this game with a fight with Jordan Staal to get this thing going, to get us all ready for the playoffs. We got a fight between Brady Tkachuk and Jordan Staal. But now to end this game, we get a shutout by Frederik Andersen. It is a final on the board. Play Ole for the Hurricanes. Get a little confetti on the screen. Your Carolina Hurricanes, as they always do, start off 1-0 the Stanley Cup Playoffs. If you are a fan of the Hurricanes, you have to be excited by how they played that game. That was nearly flawless from the offense to the defense to the goaltending, which I think has got to rank #1 on the top performances from today. Frederik Andersen with an unreal save on the power play by the Senators to keep the game 2-0 at the time, and that'll be the final score for the Hurricanes. Beautiful glove save right on the line. Doesn't allow the Sens to get back in the game all game long. Steady force back there. A lot of questions about him going into game one. He answers all of them. Then Logan Stankoven comes into this game making all of the offensive plays that the Hurricanes need to get onto the board. He's able to get the opening goal. Then on the second goal, they give it to Taylor Hall, but Stankoven's in there fishing the puck to get it behind Linus Ullmark. That was a nice shot by Nikishin to throw it on goal. Great stuff by the Hurricanes. They played a lot of Hurricanes hockey. A lot of shots on goal. A lot of possession metrics going their way. Great stuff by them. A lot of promise for the Senators. Defense, great. Penalty kill, great. Figure out the offense. You need to somehow figure out how to beat this stingy Carolina Hurricanes defense. And maybe if you can beat Freddie a couple times, you can get yourself back into this series. I'll see you for game number 2 on Monday night, 7 o'clock. If you want to know when our streams are coming up, you go to sdpn.ca. Thank you, Ole. You did a great job. You go to sdpn.ca/schedule. You can find all of our streams there. Congratulations to our winner, Matthew, who won the Lululemon Fanatics Fanny Pack. Congratulations. Stick around for the next stream on Sunday night. Just hang out on the YouTube channel for the next 24 hours. Watch all SDPN content until Steve Dangle is live tomorrow for Habs Lightning tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be a fantastic game. And then I'll be back on Monday night for game 2 of this series. And then Adam Wild will be back. We'll be airing the stream for the Ducks and the Oilers after I stream Monday for Hurricanes Senators. Did I miss anything in the chat here? Robert Malloy was hanging out with you in the chat all afternoon long. Please thank Robert Malloy while you exit the stream. Hit like on the stream as you exit the stream. This has been a blast. Can't wait to do the next one. Let's get a little confetti, a little crab people, and some air horns to end our evening. That is it for me. Good night from Toronto.